I know it's been a little while, but we have some unfinished business here. NIU, these Pack of Huskies have one more chance to go and chase that glory, the national championship, as they've been taken out in the playoffs the last couple of years by the likes of Georgia and Alabama. But now, with another chance here, top of the nation, NIU comes into the season #1 in the country, and they are going to have about as hard of a road to stay atop the country as it gets. And we start off week 1 on the road in the swamp. Can we survive a ranked Florida Gators squad as they will start off on offense? This is a schedule where, not only do you have to deal with your conference opponents, you got to deal with some other high-level teams in the country, but this Husky squad is well-equipped to make a run this year. 3rd down at 14, over the head of the receiver, and incomplete, and a punt. As the first 30 seconds of the game already sees NIU get the ball back, and senior Alex Izzian, who's been a basically practice squad player throughout his entire career, on the return, gets us to the 37-yard line, where quarterback Marvin Booker, after taking over for Cash Riley, he'll take the field starting his 4th season here at the Huskies. As Booker rolling out, Booker gonna run out of bounds for a gain of 6. Marvin Booker, one of the top QBs in the nation, has some NFL draft potential hype to him as well, because he's one of those quarterbacks that has had a lot of experience under his belt. He is ready for the moment. As Martin Elena, a huge story for this team. Elena is a 24-year-old super senior running back, getting a start for the 2nd straight year after his catastrophic injury. Turned from a, blazing speed walk-on running back to now being, kind of a hybrid. A little bit of power to his game, not near the speed that he once has. As from the 3-yard line, Martin Elena punches it into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. I'd say Elena is the emotional leader of this team. I mean, if this dude coming off a completely catastrophic career-altering injury can come back in 2 years' time and be an 1,000-yard rusher like he was last year, why not anybody else being a success on this team? But from the 20, it's an 80-yard touchdown for the Gators. Take the top off the defense, and somebody missed an assignment there. And speaking of messing up, it's Tryon on a little read option, but he got caught up with Booker on the handoff. Now 3rd and long. Booker is going to go outside, over the head of Elena, and incomplete, 3 and out. NIU punts the ball away, and the Gators take over. 7-7 game. Floated one on top, and that's caught. Got a foot inbounds. Impressive grab, and now swinging it outside. Headed for the red zone. There they are at the 16-yard line. Already 125 yards in the first quarter for the Gator QB, as he's going to throw on the run, incomplete. 3rd down and 6. Shotgun. Dropping to throw. And end zone. Caught. Touchdown. And testing that left side early. It's 14-7 Gators on top. Martin Elena on the carry. He'll have 9. Now 2nd down and 1. They go with the other running back. Big Kellen Coley, as the 240-pound tank of a runner is going to be a big part of this offense. He ran for 700 yards off the rotation off the bench last year, and looking to do the same this year. Floating it up top. How about Boyette for a 1st down? Wide open as he goes out of bounds at the 24, where Elena gets 4 now in the red zone. First quarter winding down. Elena, another first, move the chains to the 12. Last play of the first quarter. Design rollout. Booker. Booker can run. He's got the room to do so, and he gets 7. 2nd quarter underway as Booker to throw it. Nice blocking on the left side. Gives him the lane, and Marvin Booker scrambles in for a touchdown. Booker, a really talented runner of the ball when he needs to be. You wouldn't, design too many runs for him, but he's got some good straight line speed to him, and he's maybe trying to use his legs a little bit more this year. As 14-14 your score, and Florida with the ball. 3rd down and 2. Handoff outside, breaking a tackle, getting a 1st down. There's a defense with a lot of high-end talent, but can it all come together? They've been really fishing in the transfer portal the last couple of seasons after the, initial core that they built up has left and graduated. Guys like Masarena Alaya and guys who have really defined the first couple of seasons of this team's rise, but now trying to replace it with equally as talented guys. The chemistry needs to maybe come together a little bit as 2nd down and 8. Gators are moving it towards the red zone, and now they're running back out of the backfield. We'll have a 3rd down and 2 at the 15-yard line. Handoff, and man at the line, got the 1st down. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, Gators, end zone, touchdown, Florida. They're keeping pace with this Husky offense. 21-14 as Booker takes over. He'll load on, take a shot for Tryon, and it's incomplete. Ben Tryon, 1,000 yards last season, had the very tall task of taking over the #1 receiver reins from Jalen Leanne, and he did it pretty adequately for a freshman as 4th down hits, a 3-and-out for this Husky squad to give the Gators a good starting field position, but now it's their turn to potentially go 3-and-out. 3rd down and 9. No, not going to happen. The 33, 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards passing, and a rough start for the Huskies pass defense as now he runs for a 1st down. Look who's in the red zone. Huskies defense struggling in this first half at the 6, and we could be on upset alert in game number 1. The defense swarms. You get him to 2nd and goal from the 11. Short underneath, gets all those lost yards back plus more. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Under a minute to play in the half, and knocked away by Jalen Waller. 4th and goal from the 3. They're going for it. They want the 2-touchdown lead. They're looking. They got him in. Touchdown Gators. No pass rush. Coverage can't hold up forever. And with 30 seconds to play, it's a 14-point game. Can he get something going before the half? Martin Elena out of the backfield will have 15. 23 seconds to play as Booker rolling right. He's got room to run. He could maybe throw, but he'll take the safe option. Just run it. Get out of bounds at the 41 and now inching closer to field goal range. 15 seconds. Booker scrambling again, and that looks like potential field goal range. It's 50 from here, but we still got 1 play to get there, and a couple of yards closer. They'll take it. 4 seconds to go. 47-yard try. Kick is good. It'll head to overtime with a 2-score deficit still, but at least a little bit of momentum to take into the second half where they have the ball to start. Kellen Coley on the ground. Coley gets through the line with a big run, 19. And if they can go 2 for 1 here, that'd be huge. Elena is going to have 6. Midfield strap as they go to another run. Martin Elena gets free. Martin Elena, can he go? Not the speed he used to have. He'll go for 40 though, and inside the 10. Booker underneath, Jackson Shafir, touchdown. Now a 2-point conversion upcoming to make it a 3-point game. And Booker doesn't like what he sees. He will run. He's got it. As Jackson Shafir catches that touchdown, he's filling in the shoes of Sediel Mira, a top of the line tight end in the world of college football for the past few seasons, and he's got a lot to do now to try to make up for that loss as Alex Westbrooks catches an interception. Westbrooks got the speed. Alex Westbrooks, touchdown. Pick 6. And NIU, just like that, has the lead. I mean, my goodness, how about that for the Huskies to now be up? As Florida does not know what hit them. They left the field up by 14 with like 30 seconds left in the half, and now all of a sudden, 2.5 minutes of game time later, they're losing. Another deep shot on 3rd down. Westbrooks makes sure it's not happening. We take over. And NIU may be finding their footing now, and they are going to be full speed ahead here underneath. They go Ben Tryon, and Tryon makes a move. Tryon with more yards. And to the 25. Nice move from Tryon as Booker off play action. A lot of time in the pocket. No one open. He'll take off and slides a little soon, but he makes sure he gets the 1st down at the 13-yard line. Play action rollout outside the Boodle, and one of the other transfer portal pickups gets us inside the 5. Kellen Coley punches it in. Touchdown Huskies. 2-score game. And NIU, it's just been roughly like 7 minutes of game time, but They've gone out here and scored a whole bunch of points unanswered as Florida's got to get themselves going a little bit. It's been nothing in the third quarter from them, offensively or defensively, but the offense maybe waking up a little bit as the handoff right through the middle. That's a nice lane opened up to get into the red zone. Third quarter, winding down as Gators sending everybody to the end zone. He'll throw it short though, and the check down gets him all the way to the 6. That should have been no more than just a couple of yards, but he gets all the way to the first down marker, now to the 1-yard line. Second and goal, quick outside, doesn't have it. And they lose yards. Fourth and goal now, and in the end zone, touchdown Gators. Took them every try they had, but they got in. And now it's 39, 36, Shafir first down. And can NIU keep their foot on the gas pedal, not let Florida come back and steal this one? They start off as the #1 team in the country, and to lose it immediately would be a little embarrassing. You don't want to come out there and let everybody down when the expectations are so high. Coley on the counter, nowhere to go. That's just 2. Third down and 5. Booker underneath, got Boyette, and Boyette for the first down. 34-yard line. Booker play action. He's looking outside for Boodle, and he's got it for about 10 yards out of bounds. Got his feet in. Coley on the carry now as they're letting Kellen Coley ride things out for a couple of carries on this drive. Now down the middle. Try out again. Another 10. Second and inches from the 7. Elena's got the first down and goal from the 6. 3.5 to go. Booker outside the Boodle. He'll go down at the 3. Man in motion. Booker floats it out. Boodle cuts it inside. Touchdown. And a nice job from Boodle to get into the end zone. And an effective drive, running a lot of time off and getting into the end zone to make it a 2-score game. And maybe this is a deficit that Florida cannot overcome now with the limited time they have. But the 2-minute warning has hit. They now have still all their timeouts. Throw it outside. Nope, Alex Westbrooks. Already a pick 6 in this one. Now another one that he's going to try to take to the end zone, but he can't quite do so. But Alex Westbrooks, 2 picks, a pick 6, and the Gators, after being up by 14 points, are going to go down here. What looks to be a 2-score loss. NIU 46-36. One heck of a game from the Huskies in the second half to get that job done. And they move on ahead. They take out, one of their bigger tests this season to come out in week 1 and really test yourself against the top 20 SEC team. It's a big job, big deal. And they are going to continue to prove why they are the #1 team in the country. Now moving on ahead, they take on a much less equipped Temple team in non-conference. Not every game can be, a hard-hitting top 25 matchup. But Temple won their first game of the season, and it's the home opener for the Huskies. I know it's just Temple, but you don't want to take them too lightly here, overlook them or anything, as they will throw out of bounds here. Set up a 3rd down and long early on in this one. They'll go read option, and yeah, that's not going to work out for them. 4th down, 11, they punted it. Good field position for the Huskies to start off their first possession of the game. Martin Elena out of the backfield. Since joining this team and after that catastrophic injury, he's really, upped his level of ability in the pass catching game, where that was something that he didn't really provide early on in his career, but having to get better at a multitude of skills to make up for his lack of speed. He gets another grab there for a first down. It's something he has gotten so much better at. Booker inside the 10, brought down at the 4. 3rd and goal. He will go to the outside, and Booker flat out misses an open man for a touchdown. And NIU not wanting to do anything too silly here, even at the 4-yard line. They'll just kick the field goal, make it 3-0. You don't want to be in one of these games where you take them too lightly. You just kind of have this reckless confidence, and then you make a couple of mistakes because maybe Temple will pull off a play like that. That was impressive. And now breaking a tackle, and here goes Temple. The 24-yard line, but you don't want to give a team like this too many opportunities, and especially when you don't need to, as that's going to be all the way to the 5-yard line. And look at Temple go, end zone, run, touchdown. And Temple's got the lead over the #1 team in the country in the first quarter. Martin Elena on the carry. Will it be another slow start for the Huskies, as they already were able to overcome that one in the game against Florida? But you don't want to start slow in all your games, as Jackson Shafir has got a big grab for a first down. And I think so far, I've liked what I've seen from Shafir. He should fill in very solid. I don't know if he's going to be quite the game breaker that City Elmira was at times, but I think we'll be all right. As Boodle on the outside on the screen, trying to, really see which one of these receivers is going to emerge as the go-to. Right now, you think it's going to be Ben Tryon, but maybe one of these other guys with the opportunity is going to step up. As from inside the 10, Kellen Coley sweep, not his forte, and the blocking not great either. Big loss. Second and goal from the 12. Booker rolling. Booker turns the corner, and it'll be a 1-yard sack. Third and goal from the 13. Booker stepping up, end zone, and that one, a little behind his receiver, but not so bad, because that probably could have been a pick, as they'll just take the field goal again. So 7-6, NIU still down right now, and just kind of easing themselves into this game. Third down 11, though. Temple is got a lot of time in the pocket, but nobody open, and they'll go short. They'll have to punt the ball away. Second quarter underway, as another short field. Their punting game not too ideal, as Ben Tryon to the 12 in one play, as they hand it off. Martin gets the block. Martin touchdown, and just like that, Huskies are in the lead, 13-17. And yeah, deep ball now. Double coverage. Picked off. Breeze. A safety lurking deep. He's got the pick. And now Temple has made a crucial mistake in a game where any mistake is going to be punished times 10 against the team that you are outmatched against. 38-yard line play action underneath. Martin Elena got a couple of catches this game and add another one to his tally. Third down and 1. And now play action as Booker. He can run for it. He will try and not get it. No gain. 4th and 1. They'll go for it, and they'll get the snap count jumping, and that is what a lower level, inexperienced team not ready for a big moment's gonna do. I mean, they got the first down anyway on the carry, but you didn't want to give it to him via first down penalty encroachment. That is like textbook, cannot do that. Third down outside. Boyhead inside the 30. And now move it out. Elena in motion. Booker looking and zone. Tryon incomplete. And that's going to be a flag. So the result of that play didn't really matter too much, as it's a holding. But back them up. 2nd and 18 screen, and block missed. Elena's gonna lose yards, and oh my goodness, it's 3rd and 25. Booker just keeps it himself and will actually get a really big gain. Booker 15 yards on just a design keeper, so set up another field goal try. Kick up, kick good. 16-7 your score halfway through the second quarter, and running the ball now. That's a nice bit of patience from the Temple back. Really nice job there. As from the 45, throwing outside, open man, wide open to the 32. And Temple, nice drive in response to the 2-score deficit as they get themselves into the red zone. Gain of 17 more. Second down underneath, spinning off a tackler, and that's going to be a 3rd down and 5 situation. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Everyone covered. Nowhere to go. He's sacked. And he loses 11. Field goal. Kick is good, and we are back to a 1-score game, 16-10. As Temple, I got to give them a lot of credit. They came to play here as that pass outside. Shafir boxing out the defender and getting the first down grab. Coley cuts to the outside, and Kellen Coley, not that fast, but fast enough to get a nice field flip and run to the 35. 2-minute warning hit here in this second quarter as Boodle underneath. That's a first down. And into the red zone goes the Huskies once more. And now it's Kellen Coley out of the backfield. 1st and goal. We take a little bit of time here. Moving to the 6-yard line. Elena in the backfield. Leaps his way in. And Martin Elena with the receiving touchdown. As now with just 50 seconds to play, Temple looking for a scoring drive, down by 13. 40 seconds to play now after a first down. Grab it right down the middle. That's a great ball. Nice grab. And Temple moves it to the 34-yard line. 13 seconds to play. And Temple out of bounds. And they'll just settle for a field goal here. It's a long 51-yarder. And kick is good. We'll go to the half. The 10-point lead. And, you know, once again, got to give Temple a little bit of credit here. I bet the spread on this game was probably like a, you know, NIU favored by 30 points or something, or 20 plus, or whatever the spread was. But Temple holding on, holding their own. And Booker now to try on. He got that thing out under pressure. And he's over 200 yards on the game as Martin Elena on the carry. It'll be just a solid 6-yarder. As handing it off again, Elena hasn't broken too many big runs in this one, but he'll have another solid one there. 2nd and 9. Booker finds his man Boodle, and now things are really clicking for the offense here. From the 5, they come out and dominate this opening drive. Martin Elena with the touchdown on the ground. He's got one receiving, he's got one rushing now. On back-to-back possessions for the Huskies is now Temple down by 17. And this is that point in the game where will the floodgates open and prove that, hey, NIU's #1 roster, the talent, it's just too much for this smaller school Temple to overcome? Or will Temple battle back once again? 3rd down and 8. Underneath, shy of the line, 4th and 3. They will punt. And yeah, maybe the floodgates will start to open. Game basically, you know, could be decided on this possession here. If you let them go up by 20, it would be disastrous. Elena on the carry, runs through him, and oh no, Martin Elena is gone. 58 yards. That's not something you'd ever see the walk-on speedy back do, but Martin Elena, this reinvention of himself, still rocking that knee brace. It's just something he does now. As we jump ahead a little bit into Temple's possession here, it's going to be 4th down and 3, but they're in field goal range here late in the 3rd quarter. They'll try the kick, and the kick off the upright, no good. And it ends up being, you know, exactly as we kind of predicted here. A little bit of floodgates opening up. 4th quarter hits. Temple eventually does find the end zone again. 2-point conversion is also going to get in. So yeah, you're thinking maybe 16-point game, but still a couple of minutes to play, and Booker finds the fullback backup tight end hybrid out of the backfield, 1st down. And then with 3 minutes to play, a wide open deep ball, Boyette touchdown from 43. And if that didn't ice the game, well, how about with 2 minutes to go? 4th down, try! Alex Westbrooks with the interception. And not only that, he took one back against Florida. And how about another one? 90 yards! Alex Westbrooks, pick 6 in back-to-back games to start the season. And he is really starting this season in a special way. 3 interceptions, 2 pick 6s, and a score that looked to be at the end a lot more of a blowout than maybe it was for a majority of the game, 51-21, and now heading into Big Ten play. Obviously some other non-conference games will eventually hit, but we got some action here against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Not only that though, don't expect it to be easy here, as Iowa started the season 2-0, so already a 2nd ranked matchup here for the Huskies. Iowa 2-0, 23rd in the country, and looking to be the one to knock off the #1 team in the country. As we'll go starting the possession off, you know how Iowa operates. It's going to be potentially defensive heavy football here. Booker will try to take a deep shot, but that's way out of bounds, and a 3-and-out to start the game. So Iowa now taking over in a nice run here to start off, where they get the 1st down to the 47-yard line. It's going to be defense and running the ball. It's just a matter of who can do it better. Well, NIU's built to run the ball. They got 2 great running backs and a quarterback who can move. But can Iowa overcome that 3rd down and 1? They'll try to sneak it, and the sneak gets blown up off the punt. That's a nice job, sneak defense. And Iowa has now pinned us back starting the drive inside the 10-yard line. Pass outside incomplete. Booker hit, and 3rd down and 6. Booker got the try on a diving grab. He couldn't make it, though. It's a tough one to get, but he's got to make it happen. Iowa taking over and a big read option to the 31-yard line. Now a new set of downs where they will throw to a receiver short. Tries to make a spin and won't get farther. After that, at the 24-yard line, gain of 7. Quick stick route hitter to the 1st down marker. They'll have it in the red zone at the 16. Shotgun handoff. And stopped right in his tracks. I think Alex Westbrook's got in there for a tackle. And now the screen. No results that are much better. 3rd down and 10 to the back. He's going to have it out of the backfield where Westbrooks is meeting him. 4th and 4, Iowa. Aggressive. Iowa end zone. It's incomplete. Iowa just passed up a field goal for a 4th and 4. That was really bold. And that was their chance to take a lead early on, but not in their interest. And I think that's going to be something you maybe see here. If you want to take out the #1 team in the country, you're going to need to get a little aggressive. We're kind of on the other side of that now, where it's like teams are giving us their best shot. As Coley on the outside, big hit, but he has the 1st down. The 43-yard line now, Bubble, Boyette, no gain as Booker, 1st quarter winding down. Everybody in there, he gets hit. 4th down, and Booker has already been shaken up in this one as Booker's taken a couple of hits, and I don't love this already. I mean, the Iowa defense we knew was going to be tough, but we don't want to see our quarterback get banged up. And now Iowa taking over, flag down, incomplete pass, but that's going to be a big call on NIU, roughing the passer. So give him that 1st down as if he caught that ball, and they'll get the benefits of it. As at the 45-yard line, a minute to go. They'll go right through the middle with the blitz, and Glenn Haywood gets in. Booker, he'll be all right for now, but don't want to see him taking too many more shots as he'll go outside. Shafir, nice throw, and a good grab as well. Booker, 2nd quarter, still scoreless. Booker running, he'll have the 1st down. Nice of him to slide as well, as from the 46-yard line. Booker is going to have a tight one there. Boodle's got it, and 3rd down and 4. Booker got a wide open man shy of the sticks. Tryon turns around, gets the 1st, and Booker from the 34 hands. Martinelli shoots through the gap, and Martinelli, how about 18? As Elena this time, he'll go backwards for 3. We move to 2nd 13 from the 18 of Iowa's. Booker will throw for his man. Boodle short. He'll get 5 yards on the play. 3rd down and 8. Designed rollout. Booker gets hammered, but he gets the pass off, completed for a 1st down. But here's the issue. Booker is hurt. Booker is out right now as Kelly Coley finishes off the drive with a touchdown. But Marvin Booker's taken quite a few shots in this one, and his injury will leave him out for the time being. I don't know. We'll see maybe at halftime what that status is looking like, but for now we're going to have to do it without our starting quarterback, and that could really put us in a dangerous situation against a Iowa defense who is ready to pounce on a backup quarterback. It's as long as Iowa's offense can keep up, they have a real chance to pull this one off. Read option, going to it once again as he's going to get 7 yards on the play, and Iowa running it again, this time on the running back. He's going to have the 1st down. And you move it to under 4 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter, making a man miss in the backfield, and a scramble for 10. Move the chains once more. As a clean pocket, no one open though, that ball swatted down. 3rd down and 10, we move ahead to a long distance situation where he's sacked. And backed up at the 36, a long field goal try will be through. And Iowa 7-3, Beach is still in at quarterback, so no Marvin Booker. And 2-minute warning in the 2nd quarter. Really gonna have to rely on this run game and to see what Beach can do. He can move as well, so we'll see what he's got in him as, yeah, it's going to be heavy dosage of Kellen Coley and Martin Elena as Beach rolling on the play action. Beach on the run. That's a nice ball. Ben try onto the 33. And Martin Elena on the carry. Give him 10 and a first down. Minute to play in the half. Jet sweep. Boyette cuts it inside. Usually those kind of go to Ben Tryon, but give one to Boyette to change of pace here. Except the issue is third and short. Martin Elena can't find the first down, and NIU will settle for a field goal. We'll go into the break 10-7. I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised by a lower scoring game here against Iowa, but the issue now is after some evaluation, Marvin Booker is out for the rest of this game. It's going to have to be a backup quarterback. Defense and running the ball is going to have to be where we even have to increase our output here, as that's Thresher. That's a sack. Jalen Waller on the corner blitz, third sack for the team, 3rd and 17. And again, almost a 4th sack, but he got the pass off, and the check down to the running back with a bad angle taken by the linebacker. That's somehow a first down. That's the type of play you cannot let happen. 3rd and 7 again. This time we got him down. Sacked. 4th and 14. And a punt from midfield is a horrible punt. Shanked it for 15 yards. I mean, in that situation, like, why even punt the ball? 15 yards. Beach outside. Boyette. And he's doing a solid job right now, just handling the offense, not making any mistakes. Martin Elena on the carry, and can't make a man miss in the open field. He'll have 4 yards. 5.5 to go in the third as Elena on the carry will get him another 4. 3rd down and 2, and 3rd straight to Elena, and it'll work for a first. Martin Elena ride things out, now pulling it. Beach on the read option, slides for the first down. As they go inside, Kellen Coley slams it up the middle for a first down, running through a defender to the 5. Goal to go. Beach, handoff, Coley met at the line, and it'll be 3rd down and goal. Beach looking for the end zone, open man, Boyette, touchdown. And I gotta say, Beach, impressive drive, didn't really have to do much, but when he had to do something, slid, kept the ball safe, found the open man in the end zone. Nothing more you could really ask for. Iowa, meanwhile, set up in a 3rd down and 9. Throw it in deep. Tested Westbrooks, and not going to go their way. It'll be Husky ball, and now with a 2-score lead late in the 3rd quarter, they can really start to grind it out. Kellen Coley, 13 on the play. And Beach hands it Elena inside, just letting these 2 running backs rotate. Carries now both of them on the field. Read option, speed into the outside, and Beach. 1st down, he can run it too. Screen set up. Beach, he's just going to take the sack, not put the ball in harm's way. Don't love taking a sack, maybe could have thrown it away, but instead, Martin Elena will not be able to get far enough on 3rd down to get us field goal range, so it'll have to be a punt. Iowa kicks off the 4th quarter with a run. That's going to get him big yards, 34-yard line, out of the backfield. That'll get him a short one, but 3rd down and 8 set up after 2 one-yard plays. Wide open man down the field, and it can't deliver. Iowa got a punt, and more of the same struggles for Iowa year after year. Offense in the dumpster. 3rd down and inches. Coley runs for the first down. 7 minutes to play, and NIU wants to get out of here quickly because, hey, Beach, he's doing fine, but you don't want to have any opportunities like that where you almost throw an interception as you punt the ball away. And now Iowa left in another 3rd down situation. 3rd and 3. Down the save, and he got the first down. Iowa, 5 to go, though, and they need to find the end zone for the first time, or it will be all over here. Blitz set in. They beat the blitz. 1st down, catch and run to get them 11 on the play. Man in motion, they go. Handoff, and that'll give them about 6. Can't really afford to run the ball too many more times than this one. 2nd down, end zone shot, and he's got it. Touchdown, right in between the zone coverage. And a nice job from Iowa. 17-10 your score. Now NIU. A little bit of pressure put on them. Can the ground game put it away? Well, Martin Elena, nice start there for a solid run on the 1st down. Jackson Shafir, they sent it all out blitz, and we beat it with the pass for the first. Iowa down to 1 timeout. 2:40 to play. Kellen Coley running through people. Another one, but that's an injury timeout. And on the 3rd and 10, Kellen Coley! Oh, Coley! He can go down, but he doesn't! Touchdown! He could have slid down at about the 4-yard line, 5-yard line, whatever, kneel the ball out, and we could come out of here with a win, but he gets brought into the end zone, but we won't have to worry about anything else. Interception on the other end, and the Huskies will escape Iowa with a victory. Booker hurt. He'll be fine ultimately. He'll be back for our next game, but a bit of a scare there, as you don't want to have to lose your quarterback when you're in line to try to compete for a national championship. We go on the road this time around, a rematch from last year against one of the top running backs in the country. Bobby Jennings has helped pull USF into a consistent top 25 team in his time here so far. And for USF, they are coming off an early season stumble, but this is one of the top teams when it comes to the Group of 5 playoff picture. Unfortunately for USF, though, an early season loss puts that at jeopardy. And if they lose to NIU, it's looking like they're going to need to run the table to go 10-2 to win and get the All-American Conference Championship, get into the playoffs. It's going to take a lot. But can this motivated team behind Bobby Jennings, one of the best backs in the country, with one cut to the outside, find an upset here? 23 yards on his first carry for number 23. Pitch it outside, speed option. It finds the dirt, but the backup running back scoops it up and runs for a first down, so a nice job to recover on that play. Jennings up the middle, and Bobby Jennings, how about another 20-plus yards, make it 32 on the play. And Bobby Jennings, 55, make it now 58 on the first drive. Handoff again, Bobby Jennings. Yeah, how about over 60 yards and a touchdown on the first drive for USF, and they came out swinging. Can't really ask for too much more if you're a fan of the Bulls here. As a screen, not going to go into the hands of Tryon. 3rd down and 8. Hit is this throw, and a Booker incomplete pass. It's a quick 3 and out for the Huskies. So that's no good. And Bobby Jennings is carving up this defense, and I think the strategy's got to flip a little bit. Sell out for Bobby Jennings. He loses 5 on that play. And I think the strat now, got to make sure you can try to just let them beat us through the air. If they're going to win by passing the football and not handing it off to one of the best backs in the nation, so be it. But we're not going to let Bobby Jennings be the one to beat us anymore, as 3rd down and 7 hits. They're in field goal range as he'll throw. A lot of time in the pocket. No one open. He'll get rid of it. And that will be a field goal try. 10-0 your score as the kick is good. And another early deficit for NIU to overcome. And, trying to maybe, figure things out after Marvin Booker went out early in last game. Trying to get his feet back under him. A nice play there. Martin Elena on the carry. Elena not able to turn the corner. They'll have 7 yards. Booker will pull it, throw it out. Shafir, 1st down and more. Jackson Shafir. Give him 19 on the play. I've liked what I've seen from Shafir so far. Coley on the carry. Draw a play. And Kellen Coley for 9. This run game, though, just so good. Booker, he's going to add on to it. It looks like, yes, he will. Booker on the boot. Scrambles into the 10. Goal to go. Handoff inside. Martin Elena. Touchdown. Huskies. Martin Elena finds the end zone. 10-7 your score. As throw it outside. USF. That's a nice ball. Nice grab, too. Got the foot in bounds. And now handoff Bobby Jennings. 4 on the play. Jennings still in the backfield. They go back to him. And he'll lose a yard. 3rd and 7. And forcing these 3rd and 7 pluses to try to make them beat us through the air. And making a play like that. Tight end jumps up and snags it. That's just not what you bank on there. Is that result is obviously not ideal. But if you could get them throwing jump balls at their tight end on 3rd and long, throwing jump balls on 3rd and 9 like that, similar thing, different result, more the intended one. Field goal though for USF is good. And it'll be 13-7. First quarter. It's been a long quarter as Booker on the screen. Screen covered. Pressure in. He goes down. Now you got to go to the air here. 2nd down and 23. Shafir. Just like that. 1st down. And Jackson Shafir for about another 30 yards. as they go play action, getting Booker on the move again, stops, fires, open, Tryon, out of bounds. And to the USF, 34-second quarter underway, Elena on the counter, and Elena for 8. Just feels like we get so many big chunk runs here, averaging 5 to 6 yards a carry, which is just so easy for an offense to keep it moving, pitch it out, Coley, and Coley falling forward gets 9. 2nd and 1, sweep it to Elena, first down and goal at the 7. As this offense moving, Booker with a free rusher, he didn't even get blocked and he's down again. 2nd and goal, as from the 14, Booker gonna scramble, get the sack yardage back, get 9 on the play. 3rd and goal from the 5. Booker to the air, moving right. He might run. Booker, he's gonna run. And the hesitation got him to 4th and 2. But the Huskies, they wanted to go for it. But a false start on our left tackle, Cortez Cook. It takes away our chance at a 4th down try. Instead, it'll be a field goal opportunity to make it a 3-point game. Kick is blocked. Oh, the kick is blocked by USF. And everything just kind of went wrong there. False start, no 4th down try, takes a touchdown away from us potentially, and then the field goal gets blocked, so it's still 13-7 Bulls. 2nd quarter almost halfway through, as 2nd down to 4, they swing it out. Bobby Jennings is already nearing 100 total yards on the game. 3rd down and 1, they sneak it, 1st down. As they move ahead, Jennings back in the backfield as they'll throw for a short game, make it 3rd down and 4. As NIU sends 5, and they find an open man. Nice protection, everyone one-on-one, and they were able to give the quarterback enough time. Jennings on the carry, and Jennings, after his hot first drive, not done too much here. 3rd down and 9. They test Westbrook's one-on-one, and Westbrook's almost came down with a pick, but it's incomplete, and NIU takes over. Booker will get sacked again. About 4 first-half sacks for the USF defense. As I'll throw one to a wide-open Ben Tryon. And once again, another long-distance situation that USF just was not able to come through on. You force situations like 2nd and 20, you expect to, get off the field, obviously, in a routine amount of time. But both times, they've immediately allowed it to go our way. And speaking of going all the way, it's Boyette. Touchdown! Just enough to outrun the defense, and it's the Huskies' lead here. Maybe last real drive before the half for USF, and they immediately laser one into about midfield as they hand off Jennings. 2-minute warning hits, and Jennings doesn't go far. 3rd down and 7 as they'll throw, but the pressure in and a sack. And NIU finally gets one on the board, their first sack of the game, and now Booker has a minute to play. Martin Elena was lined up out wide, and he gets one there for a 1st down as Booker, 3-man rush, that's a lot of time. And he'll throw it deep to an open man, Ben Tryon to the 24. And an injury timeout will help us out as they float one. End zone! Rashad, touchdown! And NIU will take it to the half, it looks like. Yeah, final play of the half. USF just going to launch one up, one-on-one. And Westbrook's, how about tallying another interception to his stats? We'll go to the half up 21-13. And NIU just, even though they may start a little slow sometimes, once they find their rhythm, get their feet under them, they get clicking, and they start putting up points in bunches. How about 250 passing yards for Booker in the first half? Incredible stuff as Booker will throw. Booker, nice job from the line, but not much open receivers as Booker's gonna run. A lot of room, and he runs into the 49, gain of 25 on the play as they'll throw one bubble out to Tryon. And Tryon for the first. 25-yard line of USF, toss it out, Elena on the carry, and Elena is gonna have it for 9 on the play. Make it 1st and 10 in the red zone. Coley tries to go outside, can't get there. And now 2nd and 13, designed rollout. Booker got an open man, floats it, Bono to the 1. And now at 300 yards, Booker hands it off. Coley, touchdown. Huskies up by 15. And now I mean, we said we didn't want to let us lose to Bobby Jennings, and after that first drive, we really made a nice adjustment. Bobby Jennings hasn't done a whole lot. That last carry there was like maybe his best one since that first drive, as they'll go draw again. Jennings down for basically nothing. 3rd down and 9. Out of the backfield, Jennings gets only a yard or 2, and they'll have to punt as Elena on the carry, and we are fully in control now as we're halfway through the 3rd quarter on our side, and that is just so unfortunate! A wide open man deep that wasn't a part of the progression. He was looking left. By the time he got him back right, he got hit as he was throwing, and it was a pick 6. Are you kidding me? That is a literal game-changing swing. That play was, like I said, progression was on the left side. By the time he came back right, it was too late. And I think you got to imagine how frustrating that has to be for NIU fans there watching that one, as now an 8-point game. 3rd quarter, under 3 to play, floating one out there, trying to make up for it as it's incomplete. 4th down. It'll be a long field goal try. He already had one kick blocked, and now this one wide left. So USF has had now plenty of opportunities to make this happen. A blocked field goal, another missed field goal, and basically a 14-point swing in their favor. A touchdown that should have been ours turned into a touchdown that was theirs on a pick 6. So, I mean, you look at all the points that were taken off the board for us. It's maybe an upset on the horizon here, but now when USF turns it over via a fumble from, of all players, Bobby Jennings and Kellen Coley on the other end, running through a defender. It's got to be a scary sight for a DB running down the field, and you see just basically a Brandon Jacobs clone running at you. I don't know what a 5'10", 190-pound safety's going to do, as Boodle, 4th and inches at the 8-yard line, obviously going to go for it. A lane on the keeper. 1st and goal at the 4. I formation. Designed rollout. Booker. He's got room. He can run it in, and he will. Touchdown, Marvin Booker. And despite the mistakes of NIU, they're still up by 14. And that's, I mean, maybe almost like the scariest part. As a sack, just what a rush up the middle. That's scary when a team is playing this flawed of a game, that they could still come out here and be up by 2 scores. USF 4th and 16, they'll have to punt. And you could really put this game away if you find a field goal here and you can make it a 3-score game. It's just about done, it feels like, as they'll go handoff Coley. And Coley runs through a man. I mean, the resistance of a paper bag, it feels like, when a DB tries to run at Coley. 3rd down and 7 now. As from the 26, Shafir can't hang on. Wouldn't have been a 1st down anyway. Here is that field goal try, and it's just barely left and no good. 2 misses, and then a 3rd one that was blocked. I mean, we hadn't done anything too bad when it came to field goals in the first 3 games, but this one's been no good. And again, that's another 3 points off the board for NIU. As Bobby Jennings making 2 guys miss. Bobby Jennings, 26 yards, 3rd down and 4. As to the air, and USF with time. Lot of time. Somebody got to get open, and they finally do. Touchdown Bulls. And no 2-point conversion now. They'll save it for later if they get the chance. Boyette on the play will have 9. 3 minutes and clock running as Elena on the carry. Breaks a tackle. Elena out of the 40. USF burning timeouts. 1st down can end it. Booker got it a Boodle. Yard shy for the game. Coley. 1st down. Game over. And despite so many points left on the board for NIU, they still win it by 8. You got to clean that stuff up, but you know, I still think there is a level of, like, it being kind of impressive that you managed to still come out and win that one despite that. You go now back at home, and another Big Ten matchup. It's going to be against Purdue. 2-1 Purdue against this still #1 team in the country. Even though some of the performances have been maybe not as grand and dominant as some may think. It's not been, enough to unseat us at the #1 spot. Still holding that spot in the polls for now, 3rd and 13, as Booker wide open. Oh, and he just missed it. Shafir. That is brutal as Purdue takes over. And 2nd down and 9 after a 1-yard run. Purdue pressured in, rolls, sacked anyway. 3rd and 11. And Purdue's offense is really their sore spot. They are more of a defensive team, and led by guys like Kaliko Hood and Colton Malvin on the D-line, guys that were prospect stories for us, and people that we were looking at, a guy like Colton Malvin, one of them. It's just going to be a tough D-line matchup for us, but still, we're going to be hoping that we can run the ball and impose our will on this team. 3rd down and 1. Booker to Elena, and Elena outside, 1st down, makes a move, give him 11, and Martin Elena looking for trying to cruise to another 1,000-yard season from the 24. Booker moves right into a sack. 2nd for Purdue. 2nd and 20, design rollout. They get the pressure. Elena, nice job with the cut there. That somehow gets him 15 yards on a little dump off. Booker outside, and Boodle down. 3rd down, and turns to 4th and 2. Elena on the carry. And Martin Elena has the 1st down conversion, where Elena's breaking a tackle. It's just not easy to bring down. 3rd and 2. Keep that heavy package in there. Booker runs it in. Read option. You get into the backfield. You see, Kellen Coley, Marvin Booker, and Martin Elena all together. It's a little spooky. And he's going to have any one of those 3 can carry the ball, find the end zone. As Purdue now 7-0. They're down, but they're driving already. Purdue floating. Got the completion. And a nice grab, hangs on, and into the red zone. Purdue, it's completed, and that'll be 3rd down and 6 to the air. Clean pocket, really clean pocket. A lot of time, and he finds a man. That's just something, a rare, not rare, but an occasional lapse that happens where this offensive line just gets locked up collectively, and a touchdown for Purdue. That's what happens when you maybe don't have a dominant presence on your D-line. You just have a bunch of nice contributors, but no one who wrecks the game. And it's just not something NIU's really had a lot. They haven't had game wreckers on the D-line throughout the years. They've had some good players, but no players that quite equal the levels of some of the other positional groups that they've had. So it's just something you had to deal with as Booker hands it. Elena on the carry, slips through the line, but not able to get to the outside. And, I've said it before, but, that's just the play that, a freshman Elena makes where he gets to the outside there. You got to work within your limitations, though. 3rd down and 10. Elena on the screen and got chased down and loses a yard. It'll be a punt. So Purdue tied 7-7 with the ball and a 1st down there immediately. How about into the 2nd quarter? Couple minutes in. Run. 1st down. Nice job as they go in a little bubble screen, and it'll be a gain of 8 on the play. Hurry it back to the line. They're trying to move things fast. You see Westbrook's out there. Westbrook's! I wanted to highlight him for pressing and locking him up, but then they tested him anyway, and it's a pick 6. He pressed him. He locked him up. They tested him anyway. He picks it off and takes it back. His 3rd pick 6 of the season in his 5th game. And Alex Westbrook's trying to maybe make some history here. I mean, that's a lot of offensive production for a defensive player. As now with a 14-7 lead, Purdue coming back out here slinging, and they're already in the red zone. As Westbrook's looking maybe for another one if they test them there, but they're not going to. They're running all the way to the 1-yard line. Goal to go, and instantly they tie it back up. Every single team in the first half that NIU's played has seemingly give them, their fits in their own way. It's not been outright domination, as that ball, I think, just sailed on him. Picked off. Floated it deep, and it was just way too far. And Purdue will take over at midfield as they now have a chance to take the lead here, as over the middle, their offense is just firing off. I mean, other than that pick six, which was, obviously a big mistake, but other than that, it's been a pretty good performance from everybody involved. And are you kidding me? He did not just drop that ball. Hey, we're on the NIU side of things, so we're happy about that, but that is disgusting that he managed to drop that ball. Yeah, he'll be on the jugs machine for quite a long time over the next week in practice for Purdue. He'll take the field goal, settle for three, take the lead regardless, though, as Martin Elena cut back, and Elena past midfield. Give him 20 on the run as they go play action now. Booker rolling. He's got space to throw it deep, and try out along the sidelines. Got it inside the 10. 2-minute warning about a hit, and Martin Elena to the 1. And right back for the lead. Man in motion. Kelly Coley punches it in. NIU back on top. 21-17, and then overthrows across the middle. Picked off. That is as dangerous as it gets. An overthrow across the middle is just waiting for a turnover to happen. And now the Huskies doing what they have been doing over the past couple of games, which is once they start clicking, they start putting up points in bunches, and they start flipping everything in their favor. As can they continue it? They got an open man. They got him try on to the 1. They get backed up a couple of yards, only for Booker to find Shafir in the end zone. Touchdown again. And we'll take it to halftime, where NIU finds themselves up by 2 scores, 28-17. And the rushing attack over 100 yards on the ground, and it has been typical NIU activities there. But can Purdue keep pace with this offense on the ground and in the air? This is a team that not only are they good at running the ball, but they are built to, when they get up 2-3 scores, to grind the clock out, to go on 10, 12, 14 play drives, to go and ice games. This is what NIU does. They hold on to this ball, and they do it about as good as any team in the nation. 3rd down and 5 for Purdue, though. They have a chance to take a shot deep. They passed up the open check down, and that's going to cost them. Incomplete, and Booker takes over. Why run the ball when you got Ben Tryon down the field wide open to the 32? And now they'll run. Elena up the middle and give him 8 on the play. Elena having a nice game where he's inching closer to 100 yards. Coley gets the 1st down. How about under center? Booker to the air. Over the middle. Nice swat. Put his hand up. And that's going to result in NIU settling for 3. Field goal good. 31-17. Purdue needs to get something going on offense to try to steal some momentum back, because NIU with momentum is a dangerous team. As they go, handoff up the middle, nowhere to go, can't power through the edge rusher. That's a yard on the play. 3rd down and 9. Hits the receiver for the 1st down. As we are now at about the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. And he'll throw, short, caught. That'll be about 6 on the play, make it 2nd down and 4. As Purdue to the air, sending everyone down the field. They got their 1 check down. They hit them for a 1st down. Wanted to maybe take a shot on the play. Didn't work out, though. How about another 3rd down situation where they get the 1st? And Purdue slowly but surely moving it down the field, where they are in the red zone, making it inside the 10 with 3rd down and 4. As Purdue beats the blitz, gets it out to the 1-yard line. 1 yard out, punch it in. Purdue touchdown, 31-24. And NIU needs to do a little bit more to put him away. Martin Elena, big run for Elena. Warren to the 40-yard line. Give him 35 on the play in a 100-yard game. Booker rolling out, has a man, and that is dangerous because that was a flat-out miss. 3rd and 10. Booker finds Tryon, can't get the 1st down. 34-yard line, they'll settle for a field goal. And after the rough game against USF, he finds the uprights here for a 10-point game. Purdue, you got a response in you. Handoff, 1st down. 4th quarter, ticking closer. Handoff again, stopped. Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. They go play action this time. And up top, he got leveled and couldn't hang on. Breeze delivers the hit. 3rd and 11. Take the shot deeper. He got hit as he's throwing, and it actually helped him. Come on! 1st and 10, and Purdue testing, and Breeze there to make the play, but that ball overthrown. 2nd and 10, they're just trying to start launching passes. Flag is down, scramble. He'll just take himself down, and maybe he knew that there was a flag on the play, didn't want to risk anything. Holding, set them back. It'll be 2nd down and 20. They bring in a second tight end. They go play action, dump it down to one of them. And he'll have just 2 on the play. 3rd and 18. Can they maybe at least find field goal range? Will they have it? No, they try it deep. Testing it one-on-one. It's incomplete. Waller breaks it up. And a brutal penalty is going to be what costs them a chance at a field goal. 3rd down and inches. NIU in the start of the 4th quarter. It's going to have a 1st down run. And NIU going to go into their typical offense here when they get up by that 2-3 score margin, and they can just really start to grind things out. 1st down again from Coley. Booker to the air. Open Shafir. Shafir runs through a man. And Shafir has a nice play. Elena, carry, 1st down. Adding to his 100-yarder performance. He's already having one of his best games, as that's going to be a throw to Boyette, and just continuing to grind things out. We're down to about halfway of the 4th quarter. Booker, 1st down again in the red zone. Keep it moving. Booker, dump down. Elena, 10-yard line. Make him down at the 9, 2nd and 1. Hand off to Elena. It's a 1st. And this is just pure imposing the will, and now an interception right at the goal line. And everything was going NIU's way until that. Regardless of no points being in NIU's resulting outcome of that possession, they still took up over half of the 4th quarter on that drive in a 2-score game. Purdue, 4th and 1 at the 12-yard line, and a real do or die, and it's gonna be probably death for Purdue's chances to win this one. Incomplete, and now from the 3, Elena carries it into the end zone, and right back up by 3 scores Purdue. We jump ahead, 2 minutes to play, and Purdue will find the end zone here on a nice run for a touchdown, making a 10-point game, but the onside kick is bounced around a little bit, but ultimately finds Boyette's hands, and it will be NIU up by 10, and with the ball, 3rd down with a chance to ice the game. They find Elena, and they ice it. That'll be another victory on the board. Elena goes for 130-plus yards on the ground, and a awesome performance overall, as NIU will get another conference win. They stay at home here. And how about moving down to number 2 in the country? Maybe we're not impressing quite enough, and that's understandable. It's not been straight blowouts left and right, but maybe trying to put on for the committee here, as taking on NC State, a struggling NC State who is 1-3 this season, and wrapping up non-conference play with this one. From here on out, after this game, it's a lot of heavy hitters. It is a lot of top-tier contenders in the Big Ten. The first half of the schedule is cupcake compared to what the second half has in store. So that's going to be where we really start to see what this team is all about. But NC State, not to overlook them, but, you know, going to be the only losing team that we play record-wise, as Elena toss it out to him. Martin Elena all the way. Touchdown, Huskies. 7-0, and a quick scoring drive as NC State will take over. We'll see what they have. Try to, give us their best shot like many other teams have done. 3rd down, though, a chance to get off the field here. 3-and-out potential, and that's exactly what it will be. NIU takes over. Play action. Booker will throw it down the field for Shafir, and he's got it. 25-yard line, and right back to the ground. Coley gets into the red zone. And NIU not having too many issues so far in this one. Coley all the way. Touchdown. 14-0. And what looks to not be a slow start for NIU this time, already up 14-0 halfway through the first quarter. And another third down for the NC State squad where they throw a pick. Breeze picks it off, and Breeze on the return. It's a nice one to the 39. And NC State has had absolutely nothing to show for this game so far. Tryon to the 23. Handoff, no play action. Booker sacked. Nice job there from NC State. Probably their best play of the day so far. As Booker to throw it underneath. Boodle got room, and he'll have it to set up a third down and very manageable 3rd and 5. They'll go ground game, and Elena doesn't get it. 4th and 4. To settle for a field goal. Don't need to do anything too risky. 17-0 your score in the first quarter. As throwing outside, jumped, picked, Westbrooks. Again, Alex Westbrooks with another takeaway. And this is set up to be one heck of a season for Alex Westbrook. He's got a pick in almost like every game, including 3 pick sixes in 3 different games in the first 6. Elena, outside carry, got the first inside the 10. At the 10, actually. They rule him down, second quarter underway. Booker, end zone, touchdown. 24-0, and this one, this is just pure obliteration of NC State right now. And I mean, when we scheduled NC State, we didn't expect it to look like this, but how about we jump ahead quite a bit to get another touchdown on the board. We go into half 31-0, and I don't even want to waste your guys' time. This was domination. We took our foot off the gas pedal, find the end zone in the 4th quarter, and the game ends with a pretty, lackluster showing from NC State. 41-0. There was nothing even to show, really. I mean, once it got down to it, it was just pure domination, and NIU didn't really feel the need to, run up the score that much or do anything too crazy. So they, took their foot off the gas pedal, ran out the clock, and we look ahead to the second half of the regular season where things get a whole lot more dangerous in the schedule. How about top 10 matchup, Ohio State? This is a team that has a very, very special running back. If you thought Bobby Jennings was difficult, how about a running back that we were actually really interested in a few years back? Tobias Azur is the starting back here at Ohio State, and he is a special back in himself. I mean, this has been a nation that has been stacked with a lot of talented running backs, and we have seen some of them firsthand. Even if you remember previously with Raquel Osgood at Michigan, what he was able to do. And yeah, Tobias Azur is the next big running back in this conference, alongside, the guys like Martin Elena and some other schools have some nice backs as well. But it's a tough battle here as Ohio State with the ball to start this game. And they're doing it a lot through the air right now. And I mean, never forget the fact that Ohio State, on top of having a great running back, they're known for their receivers. And their receivers are dicing us up right now inside the 10-yard line. As from the 7, here goes the Buckeyes. Pull it away from Azur. Get it outside to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. And the big Tobias Azur. They pull it again. And that's a touchdown for the quarterback on the option. As 7-0 Ohio State. And trust me when I tell you, Ohio State is one of many teams still on this schedule. We face a couple of top 10 opponents as they stand right now. Obviously, a lot can change in the next, 6 to 8 weeks. As Tryon on the outside is going to get a completion halfway through the first quarter as Booker going to scramble. And this is a, stretch of the schedule where we can't afford to have slow starts. Maybe you can afford that against Temple, against, leaving some points on the board against USF, doing some mistakes that you've made. But you can't do that against the Ohio States and some of the other teams we'll be playing. So we got to come out here swinging on offense and try on. We're doing a good job so far. 3rd down and 1 as they go option. Booker cuts it inside. Booker fumbles. No, Booker on the ground, and Ohio State picks it up. Brutal. Azur on the toss, runs through Westbrooks. And Tobias Azur one of the more powerful backs. I mean, he kind of rivals Kellen Coley in power a little bit, just not as big as him, but Azur, dangerous. He gets the screen here, but just shy of the line. 4th down, they'll have to punt. But that drive that we just went on to where we were well within our range of scoring a touchdown comes up empty-handed, and we have a scoreless first quarter from the Huskies. 0 on the board as we start the second quarter. Down 7-0 as Boodle falling forward for a first down. And Booker will go triple option, and the ball squirts out again. Picked up Ohio State. Just ridiculous. 2 fumbles. And now Ohio State, this is what we were talking about. You can make these mistakes against USF. Can you make them against the top 10 team in the country? Well, that's a mistake from Ohio State. A low ball dropped, and the field goal, it's a long kick, 56 yards, but it is good. So NIU down 10-0. And another slow start. Booker running, got 20, give him 25 plus and out of bounds. He's got 48 yards on the ground as Booker got a tie on, and it'll be for 5. 3rd down. Booker brought down, loss of 1, and they're going to go for it here in enemy territory outside. Picked up. It was 4th down, so an interception, honestly kind of better than an incompletion just because of field position, but the result is a turnover regardless. That's 3 straight drives with a turnover, whether it be on downs, interception, fumble, whatever the case is. A turnover is a turnover, and Ohio State is now very much in control as their first down. Halfway through the second quarter, Azur sweep it, gets a nice block. Azur steps out though. Got 3. 3rd down and 3. Outside Westbrooks! Alex Westbrooks in on it! You can't test him! He'll jump it! He'll take it! Make it 4 pick sixes on the season! What a player! And oddly, the extra point is no good. The extra point is no good, but who cares about that when Alex Westbrook just got his 4th pick 6 in 7 games. Unbelievable. Azur, though. Tobias Azur. It's Alex Westbrook's chasing him down, stopping a touchdown. He's averaging over 11 a carry. Make it more. Azur about to hit 100 yards in the first half. And this is what we expected from this talented running back. Azur, 14-yard touchdown. Ohio State up by 11. And their one mistake didn't seem to hurt them all that much because they immediately responded with points. But now, with just a minute to play on offense, Booker needs to do something. They need to wake up Boodle. That's a nice play. And they'll get him to the 36-yard line. Booker throwing. Got a man. Try on to the 20. Under a minute to play. And Booker got open man. He goes try on again. And try on to the 5. They're taking their time. 30 seconds to play. Tryon again. Touchdown. Ben Tryon puts in the work, and they get themselves a score. 20 seconds to play. And Ohio State not done. They want points before the half ends. 17 seconds at the 43. They hit Azur out of the backfield, and it's enough to roll forward. First down to the 44, 61-yard field goal. Are you kidding me? Ohio State steals 3 points before the break on a 61-yard field goal. Pretty action-packed end there. 20-13 Azur, 110 yards and a touchdown. We got to stop them. Elena on the carry. Speaking of stopping, well, Elena's not had a whole lot of room to run here. Kellen Coley, similar result, but they get the first down on 3rd and 1. Booker to the air. He'll go to Hubbard, the other tight end. Couple of tight ends getting involved as the number 2, as Elena will get the first down run, as they're able to convert these short yard situations, but they need some bigger runs, as Tryon has been the only source of significant offense. We'll take whatever we can get, though. How about Boyette open? First down to the 25-yard line halfway through the 3rd quarter. Booker is pressured, hit, and incomplete. Tipped off the back of our backup tight end. 3rd down and 9. Booker Not really anything he likes. No one open. He'll just take a sack, and it's going to make a field goal try a whole lot harder. 54 yards, but the kick is good. All right, still nice job to boot that through the uprights. The missed extra points actually kind of hurt us a little bit. It would be a 3-point game right now, but it is what it is. You know, you're not going to be able to win if you can't stop Tobias Azur, though. That's going to be the key here. 3rd down and 3. Chance to get off the field immediately, and the blitz sent in, and it's down. Ohio State loses the ball, and they are going to immediately stop us for a loss of 6. 2nd down at 16. Floating one outside, incomplete. 3rd and 16, so we might trade 3 and outs. Designed rollout. Booker on the run. It's incomplete. Wouldn't have mattered if he caught it, as that is going to result in back-to-back 3 and outs for the two teams. 3rd quarter, a minute to go. Ohio State Buckeyes incomplete. How about another 3 and out? 3rd 3 and out in a row for these two teams. Elena will take it to the 4th quarter on this one if you can get the 1st down here. Finally a 1st down, almost a 4th 3 and out. But the last play of the 3rd quarter hits, and Booker will take a shot down the field, but he got hit as he's thrown and tryon. I think he just lost the ball in the air. 3rd and 10, and Booker floats it deep. He's got another tryon in. Tryon! That's a nice bit of redemption there. Didn't lose the ball in the air this time. 34-yard line, and Booker in scoring range. Shafir, that's a nice ball. Put it up there in between the zones from the 12. Elena carry. Elena to the 2. 1st and goal. 8 minutes to play. Shafir open. Touchdown. Huskies take the lead with 8 minutes to play in the game. And now it's on Ohio State. They've been the ones in front so far, but now it's NIU's turn to play with the lead. And they got a pick. Breeze, take it. And this ain't Alex Westbrook, but how about a pick 6 anyway? Breeze, a playmaking safety, got us into the end zone. Another pick 6, and this defense, hey, maybe they aren't stopping Tobias Azur, but they've now put up 2 touchdowns in this one. And that's really the difference here. Suddenly a 10-point lead and a chance to move to 7-0 as Ohio State got to do something here. With the ball, 5 minutes to play. Throw it deep, 1-on-1, and tucked away. 2nd and 10. And how many shots are they going to take as that ball too low for the tight end? 3rd and 10 as they send the extra man, and a sack. 4th and 15, they're going for it. With the game potential on the line, they test Westbrooks. It's tipped. It's incomplete. Westbrooks got his hand in there, and now NIU with the lead by 10 and the ball. Start to run this clock out, and they're on threatening to go 3 and out here as they'll go off the back foot of the blitz. Tryon! Oh, he got it all the way! Touchdown! Huskies! Just the snap of the fingers, and it is a 17-point game. And even though Ohio State has a big gain there to the red zone, it's just not enough, I don't think. Touchdown, Ohio State. That's a really quick response, though, as the onside kick is picked up by the Huskies. And Ohio State will have all their timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Handoff, Coley. Coley's going to have 6. How about another handoff? Kellen Coley's way, cuts it back, and that's a 1st down. NIU one away. And Elena, there it is. 1st down. And the Huskies, slow start, rough points, but a win. And again, they just got it done. And the pick 6s were the big turning point there. Now we go on the road to take on one of the more hostile environments in all of college football, the Oregon Ducks coming out here. And Oregon's been okay, 4-2, but you know, this is the lowest ranked opponent we have in the rest of the schedule. So it's scary, like I said. Oregon, every other opponent on our schedule as of right now is ranked. We'll see if that remains to be the case, but as of right now, the other 4 opponents after this game are top 25 schools, including 2 in the top 10. But like I said, we'll see if that remains. Oregon, if you want to call it easy, I don't call it easy, but if you want to say easy, this is our easiest opponent left, as Tryon on the outside for the first down. Play action. Booker will roll. Booker gonna scramble, and he'll slide down for 5. As now, 3rd down, handoff. Elena, 4th and 1, and they're gonna go for it. Starting off the game with a risk, and it's gonna pay off in the red zone. They go. Huskies moving the ball as Booker, incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Booker will fire one outside in coverage, and incomplete. They'll have to settle for a field goal this time, and they make it hard to kick it here in Oregon, but the kick is good, and it'll be 3-0 to start off as Oregon upset-minded. But you can see also, if you noticed in the polls, NIU's down to 4. They're still 7-0, but they started 1, they moved to 2 a couple of weeks in, now down to 4. There's a couple of other undefeated teams that are maybe impressing the nation a little bit more. You would have thought, of all the times to move down, it wouldn't be after beating number 10 Ohio State. But still, NIU trying to put themselves in that conversation. Number 1 isn't necessarily what they're after, but they're after a first-round bye. That is always the goal here. In order to do that, though, probably got to get into the Big Ten championship. As of right now, it's a tight race. Of course, there's a couple of undefeated teams in the conference early on in conference play, but that's an issue for us to figure out in a couple of weeks. We have to get through this, though, as Oregon got the completion to the 40 and to the NIU 39 they go. First down, handoff. Cleveland is stopping them in the backfield. Loss of 5. As now play action. Ducks down the middle, caught, and they'll get 10 on the play. 3rd down and 5. As outside on Westbrooks, he actually got him. All right, well, Westbrook's not able to jump that one and take it all the way, but 2nd down and 10, they go with the screen. Get him 8 yards. Moving to 3rd down and 2, and a completion there. Oregon moving the ball incredibly well. Basically down to their quarterback, running and throwing it, and he's going to find the end zone on the ground. A nice job from that Oregon offense, that entire possession, though. First quarter winding down as the Ducks got the lead here. And how many times have we said this before? Well, first quarter is going to most likely come to an end with NIU down on the scoreboard, as Coley on the carry runs not through a man, but will fall forward to midfield. 2nd down as the second quarter hits. That ball off the Oregon defender's helmet after he got hit as he was throwing. 3rd down and 10. They got the numbers here on the screen. Elena, first down. And a little 19-yarder on the screen. Booker hands to Elena. They'll lose 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12. Elena this time will find a lane, and he'll have 9 on the play. It's not been another, really productive game. Ohio State had him in check, and now Oregon so far does as well, as Shafir has the completion, and he'll have 7 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Booker will pitch it out. Coley inside the 5, down to the 1. And the Huskies for the lead. Booker will throw it. Booker moving outside, Boyette, touchdown. Right in front of the Oregon Duck mascot. It'll be 10-7. Ducks down. They got themselves a first down here from the 28-yard line. They go short. That's going to be a completion. 8 yards. And now dropping the throw once more. Denton had done a lot in the air, but that one tight coverage broke it up. 3rd and 2. They swing one out, and even though he was quick on the tackle, he still got the first down anyway. As staying in the air, and another first. Not a whole lot of running the ball here, but it's not mattered really as they take a shot deep on Jalen Waller. That's a big receiver out there, but Waller up to the task. Swats it away. 2nd and 10 as they go short this time, and that'll give them 7 on the play. 3rd and 3. They'll finally run, and the run successful. We are under halfway to go in the second quarter as they go read option, and their best runner of the football feels like it's been the same guy who's been delivering nice passes left and right all half, as he'll go down the field, the end zone. What a ball, what a catch, and a touchdown right over Taylor Breeze. 14-10 Oregon, and Booker on the run. Booker could have maybe cut up inside for a first, but instead it'll be 3rd down and inches. They'll go hand off Elena and Marin. Elena with a lot of room for 10. Give him the first here, 2.5 to go in the quarter as Booker steps up and runs. And Booker slides. They got him the first down. 2-minute warning hits. And Booker blitzed in, gets it out short. Elena on the outlet. And that'll give him 5 on the play. 1.5 minutes to go. And Elena is going to find 3 more. First down opportunity here. Not going to happen. 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. Big call. Coley tries to cut it in. And they stopped them just barely. Man, Oregon with a great stop on defense. And now 50 seconds to go at midfield as they find an open man right in the field goal range. Looking for a touchdown now. Oregon, I think NIU is pretty content with letting them get the field goal with the field position that they're in. They're just going to try to stop the touchdown. 30 seconds to go. They'll scramble, though. He's got a lot of room. Spinning his way in. Touchdown, Oregon. Ducks are going to take a double-digit lead. Going into the half, it looks like Booker got a Hail Mary with just time expiring. Hit as he's throwing. And an interception to hurt the stats, really. That interception doesn't really mean anything. But still, absolutely brutal to go and allow that to happen at the end of the half. You flip it from a 4th and 1. You get stopped, and Oregon runs their way into the end zone. Quarterback has been doing it on the ground through the air. And the time of possession, NIU is dominating the time of possession. They've held the ball, twice as long as Oregon. But they got half the points to show for it. So, all the time of the possession in the world doesn't really matter if you can't find the end zone, you can't get the points on the board, and you can't stop your opponent. As Oregon is really putting them on upset alert now. Loss of 3, but will it be another NIU dig themselves out of a hole moment as 3rd down stop? Finally off the field they go, and now NIU. They can have a long drive if they want, but regardless of how long the drive is, they need to cash in as they'll hand it to Elena. Got a nice run. And Elena for 9. He's running a little bit better his last couple of carries. Oregon not able to stop him as effectively in the first quarter as Booker underneath. Tryon gets a nice block, and Tryon will have 7 on the play. And Oregon allowing another first down in the red zone of the 16. 5 minutes to play in the third. Booker outside to Shafir wide open, and Shafir goal to go at the 4. Oregon allowing us to drive down. Try out of the pop pass. Is in. Touchdown. And a drive that was not only long, it was impressive, but they cashed in. And then that is an impressive grab for a 2-point conversion. I don't know how the heck he caught that. Well, that's a nice job to make it a 21-18 game. And you came out in the second half, top of their game right now as they were able to get a stop, find the end zone, get the 2-point conversion. But Oregon trying to make sure that they don't fall behind and let us steal all the momentum. But it might be too late for that. Taylor Breeze picks it off. Breeze do it, and again, pick 6, just like last time. Taylor Breeze and Alex Westbrooks are combining to have one heck of an impact on this defense. 25-21, Huskies on top. His second pick 6 in a big moment as well. He's trying to catch Westbrooks, who has 4 on the season. So, just unbelievable stuff here from this defense to have this much production finding the end zone. It is just between these two players, but still, 6 touchdowns from your defense is pretty impressive. A long field goal for Oregon is wide right as well. And now everything's starting to slip away for Oregon. Elena. There's nothing more soul-crushing than when you have a lead and then you just allow it to be slipped away in just a frustrating way. A pick 6, a block field goal return, a special teams touchdown. It's one thing if they stop you and then they score, but it's another thing when a back-breaking play like that hits. Fumble from Booker, picked up by Oregon, and maybe that's the opportunity Oregon needs to find themselves getting the momentum back on their side. The third quarter, winding down under a minute to play, and they got a completion into Husky territory. We'll move it to the 33-yard line, over the head of the receiver, 2nd down and 10 from the 33 read option, and sitting on that one, making the tackle. They'll get 6 still. 3rd down and 4. Draw play, 1st down, and we're going to head to the 4th quarter with the red zone opportunity for Oregon. As he'll throw, out of bounds. He'll get rid of it, 3rd down and 9 with just 18 yards separating them from the lead as they'll go over the end zone. Incomplete. Westbrooks breaks it up. Field goal try. Good. 1-point game. And Oregon is still down, but just by a single point. Boodle on the completion will get 10 yards on the play. And can this run game come alive a little bit more as they are trying to put this one out of reach for Oregon? As Booker runs it, 1st down and more, gets it to the 45 of the Ducks. How about a handoff to Coley? Gets him about 4. 3rd down and 3, direct snap. Booker cuts it back. Booker! Oh, Marvin Booker! All the way to the 6-yard line, 32-yard run. And Marvin Booker will now find Shafir right at the end zone line, a yard shy. And Booker for the touchdown, got it! NIU will not go for 2 to make it a 2-score game. They'll keep it a 8-point game. So an interesting decision there. They were content just letting Oregon drive down the field, score a touchdown, and getting a 2-point conversion. They think they can stop them, and it's 4th down. Well, they did stop them, and they'll get the ball back here. Coley on the carry, and Coley will have 5.5 to go. As Coley again, another run, and another 1st down as they go Coley one more time, running through a defender for a 1st. How about a little quick throw to Boodle on the outside? And in NIU, they could go and grab themselves a 2-score lead here. Oregon might be out of chances, but it's going to be a tough one to do it. Field goal from 50+ in this hostile environment. Hey, after that USF game where he had a couple of missed kicks, it's been pretty much spotless here. He had a missed extra point, but you can forgive that. The field goals are the important part, and they've been all good so far. Oregon down by 11. Deep pass, incomplete, another 4th down with 3 minutes to play. And the Ducks are going to have it. Okay, game's still alive for them. They need to find the end zone probably within the next minute or so. Got to hold on to their timeouts as well, or maybe you could kick the field goal first if you get put in that position. But whatever it is, you got to find points here. 2-minute warning about a hit. 2nd and 2 as he'll throw short, and he's not going to get anything. He loses a yard from the 41, and that's caught, and a 1st down. Hurry it back to the line. 1:45 to go. As they go outside of the corner, and it's going far over the head of the receiver. 3rd and 10. And hit, and it's going to get his receiver a 4th and 2 situation where they're going to go for it. Bold, and it didn't work out. Incomplete. They could have kicked the field goal, but they said no. We want the touchdown now, and they got greedy, and they paid for it. Oregon down 8-0 for NIU. As the last 4 games of the season will hit, and, well, it gets even more difficult for us. How about going back at home? Cool. You don't got to go to the hostile environment, but it's going to be a ranked 16th in the country Penn State team that is just a dynamic offense. We've been playing a lot of good defenses as of late. Purdue had a good defense. A couple of other teams had good defenses. Ohio State had a strong offense, but Penn State may be the strongest of the offenses that we have faced this season, and they're going to start off, though, with an overthrown ball. 3rd down and 8 for this 16th ranked team. Still number 4 is NIU, so they didn't move up in the polls after the Oregon game. Didn't move down either, so they're still in the driver's seat with a couple of other teams undefeated in the conference for that Big Ten title game. Penn State, though, look at the tight end all the way to the 1. How did that happen? Handoff, touchdown. Penn State immediately puts up 7. And Booker in the offense has to throw underneath Boyette. Got his feet still in bounds here, and he turns it upfield for a 1st down, gain to the 37-yard line. As now handoff, Martin Elena cuts it for 6 yards. But this is a game where I think you got to be a little bit more concerned about the slow start. This is an offense that will punish you if you give them too many opportunities. So NIU, it's important for them to not start slow today. Booker will throw one for Shafir and into the red zone of the 10. And they're right on the fringe of a goal-to-go scenario as they find the end zone. And that's what we like to see. No slow start right now. Ben try on both teams' opening possession. Touchdown. 7-7 game as Penn State run game is going to give them 9 on the play. They already got a nice 6 yards a carry. 4th down, not going to hit here. The sneak gets them the first as they run it again. Broken tackle. How about another nice run? 6 for 42. Impressive start for the backs. Penn State finds their tight end coming across the field, and that'll be a first down. 44-yard line. They go direct snap to the QB, and the ball gets poked free. Jalen Waller scoops in, and again, it's a defensive touchdown. The ball squirted free. Jalen Waller, right place, right time, and he made him pay. How many games are we going to get a defensive touchdown here? That is our, doing the math here, 7th defensive touchdown as a unit, I believe. 4 from Westbrooks, 2 from Breeze, and now 1 from Waller. Incredible stuff to find the end zone 7 times as a defense. As NIU up by 7 now, and that's the type of thing we need against this Penn State offense, where they're not going to be in many situations where they get stopped like they did there, as Booker throws it outside, and a first down. So up by 7, and now with the ball, and closing in on midfield. Second quarter very much underway as Booker nowhere to go with it, just throws it away. 3rd down and 8, as Booker will find a little bit of a communication. Shafir and the running back ran into each other, kind of disrupted that whole play, as now Penn State takes over the tight end. He got past everybody. He's gonna go 80 yards. In a snap of the fingers, Penn State just ties it up. Can't let a tight end do you like that. Try on the completion. And they'll have 8 on the play, but that's what I mean about this Penn State offense. They are scary, as that's not going to result in any yards. 3rd down and 2. Try to run again. Coley, nothing. 4th and 1. Try to run it again, and Elena gets the first down. It gets scary when you go for it on 4th down in your own territory, but they trust their offense like no other, as Booker play action, roll out, throwing it deep. Oh my goodness, what a throw! Marvin Booker, are you kidding me? That is not just an NFL throw, that is a Josh Allen throw and a touchdown afterwards. That is the type of throw that you put on a college, resume there, and you send it to the NFL, you send it to a scout, and they say, yeah, that guy could be special. That was incredible, as a 21-14 lead here for the Huskies. And we have ourselves a little bit of battle of some points now, as Penn State, don't anticipate they're going to start cooling off on offense, as 5 yards, make it 3rd down and 4. They go outside, and they do get stopped, but field goal range. They pass it up. They're aggressive. They're playing to win this one, and they got the first down. Like I said earlier, when this isn't the first time that this has happened, where a team maybe makes the more aggressive call, because everybody wants to be the one to knock you off your perch. Everybody wants to be the one to end the streak. Everybody wants to be the one to put themselves in that conversation. Penn State's playing for their playoff lives. If they lose another game, they might not make the playoffs. As a touchdown here. They're right on the bubble. They're tied up. 40 seconds to play, but they're right on the bubble, and you beat the number 4 team in the country. You will catapult yourself into that mix, as Booker will get a first down scramble here. 27 seconds to play, and Booker maybe just trying to make something happen here, and he's gonna go again. This one, overconfidence, picked off, and Penn State with the return gets them right at about field goal range, and that's the type of play you maybe try to leave off the highlight tape and say, yeah, that's not what you can do at the NFL level. You can't afford to make that play, as Penn State is not going to get far, really. I mean, they don't need to, though. They got themselves a field goal, and they got a first down there. Field goal try for the lead, and NIU will go into the half down by 3. So, despite everything, it's a halftime deficit. How many times is it going to keep on happening? Only a 3-point game, though, so you shouldn't have too much of an issue here as long as you can keep pace with this Penn State offense and not give them too many extra chances here, as Booker will get hit as he's throwing. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 early on. The free rusher is an unblocked defender, a sack. Didn't even have a chance on that one as Penn State takes over. They're averaging over 6 yards a carry with their backs, and they got a tight end who's just lighting it up. He's got an 80-yard touchdown. He's got like another 40-yard play. He's got just an incredible game going, and he's just ripping us apart as 2nd down and 3 floated out to the back. And inside the 30-yard line, Penn State on the verge of maybe taking a 2-score lead if they could find the end zone here. How about another 6-yard run for the running back? Dropping to throw 2nd and 4 out of the backfield and inside the 10. And Penn State handoff outside. Done. Touchdown at the Lions. 10-point game. And this was not the team you want to go down by double digits to. 9-yard run to start as NIU needs to find some points here. I know it's 3rd quarter. We shouldn't have too much urgency, but you need to keep pace here as Shafir 1st down past midfield. I mean, other than that one fumble and then like one stop around midfield, it's just been nothing to really show for stopping this Penn State team. 3rd and 14. Extra man in, and it's going to be hit again. They got a pun. And look who it is. The tight end again. He cannot be stopped right now. 24 more yards. This is just brutal. 3rd quarter is winding down, and upset alert is firmly, the alarm bells are ringing from the 35. Got another one. Another red zone. 20 yards or over 300 yards passing now as they'll go check it down. 4th quarter underway, and they're inside the 10. 3rd down and 3. Not going to be able to hold to a field goal. Penn State's up by 3 scores. Full desperation mode for NIU. 4-down territory as well. That ball incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Booker, gotta do something here. He'll throw it down the field. That's caught. Shafir, no, knocked away. 4th down and 10. In his own territory. Floated one, Shafir. It's got it. And the game's still alive for now with that one. Booker will drop it way far back, but now try on. What a grab. To the red zone. And a quick score here can keep things alive. Booker to Shafir. Touchdown. Huskies are also going to go for 2. Interesting call. It works out, though. And I think it comes from a root thought that they can't stop Penn State. 29-38. It's a 9-point game, so I guess the thought process here, just try to get as many points up on the board. 3rd down and 3. Here's a chance at a stop. And no! Converted. And Penn State going to keep it moving as they run. 1st down. I just don't think that this is a game where they feel like they could get a stop right now. They just don't feel like it. He can't brought down. This guy Tolbert at tight end has 200 yards. A sneak on 3rd and inches. Doesn't get the first, though. And they actually do get a stop. All right, well, the issue here is they got to go 96 yards now in 4.5 minutes. They get it to 3rd down, and from the 15. They will throw. Incomplete. Elena can't hang on. 4th and 10. Game on the line. And Booker under pressure gets rid of it. Boyan got it. And they're still alive in this one. Hurrying it back to the line, Elena. They got to go fast here. 4th down and 3. They snap it to Booker. Slides for the 1st down. 3:20 to play. Booker to the air. Will find Elena out of the backfield, and that will get them 10. Keeping it going. As they don't have many options here. They're just going to keep hurrying it up, Boyan. Can he get out of bounds? Yes, he can. Give him 26 on the play with 3 to play. As Booker fires Rashid to the 1. To the 1. Hurry it back up. Touchdown. They score, and they're going to go for 2 again. This is a really risky call, and it's not going to work out. It's going to keep it now a field goal game. They were going to go for 2, though, because they have no faith in stopping this team. And a touchdown from Penn State, if they got the 2-point conversion, would make it an 8-point game. Still a 1 score! And it's because of plays like that! To the red zone immediately! And NIU's down to now their final timeout. 2nd down and 6. Over the middle, caught first down, and then Penn State can run out the clock if they want to. They're not going to. They're going to punch it into the end zone. So you see, if NIU got that 2-point conversion, it would be a 1-score game right now. That's how little they felt like they could stop them. And, well, they were proven right. They couldn't stop them. Penn State's up by 10 with 27 seconds to go. Coley to the 40 inside of it, to the 37. Maybe you can try a field goal here. Booker gonna roll. Booker gonna launch to the end zone. Booker! Touchdown! And the offense living up to their end of things. They got an onside kick, though, with 14 seconds to play. And picked up Penn State. NIU goes down. They lose. They lose their first game of the season, and they fall to number 7 in the polls. Unfortunate, but it's not over yet. 7 in the polls, meaning, you know, very likely another loss could push them even outside of the playoff hunt. They got to take on USC. USC was ranked, no longer ranked, but it's not going to be any easier for us. USC is a great team, and the 2 opponents we take on to close the year are still both in the top 10. And the conference championship picture now looks a little blurry because they don't control their own destiny, really. If you win out, you still have to have a little bit of help go your way. Penn State holds the tiebreaker. If Penn State wins out, they'll be in most likely, barring some other stuff. It's a lot to really unpack here, but regardless, you just got to go and get your job done and try to win here, as 11-1 will be enough to get into the playoffs, presumably with this schedule. But you know, you got that slap of reality. You know, you can't just keep starting slow. They didn't even start slow, but you can't make key critical mistakes. That interception at the end of the half, you can't just expect a defensive touchdown even to save you. You have to play a full 4 quarters, a full game of good football, and they haven't been able to do it completely. I mean, but you see the talent. I mean, they're 8-1 for a reason. Like, and I think now that slap in the face of reality, hey, you got to lock in if you want to be a championship team. If you want to be a championship team, go out, close this season strong, and prove why you deserve to be in the national championship picture, why you were the number 1 team to start the season, because so far you're not looking like the best team in the country. You're looking like a great team, but you're not looking like a special team. Let's go be special. First quarter right now against USC, scoreless, and with 2 minutes to play in it, Elena will get the completion there to him. I mean, the offense last game put up 40-plus points. It was a nice performance from the offense, even if nothing was, you know, even if it wasn't perfect. You put up points in bunches, and just wasn't enough, though. So Booker will go play action, and Booker will throw for Tryon to the 1-yard line, and a punch it into the end zone. Coley in. He has it in, and NIU takes the early 7-0 lead as the first quarter winds down, and USC is going to have themselves a first down. Second quarter underway, 38-yard line. Pressure in. He gets rid of it out of bounds. 3rd down and long, as they will go to the air once again. Floating that one, and he tried to make a swat on it, but he couldn't. And it's going to go all the way. 62-yard touchdown. Come on. Just got to lean on some stars, though. They need to come out here and make sure this doesn't turn into some snowball type effect where you lose a game and it starts springing the dominoes of, hey, this team's gettable. This team, all the talent in the world, but they just cannot put it together. As that ball low, incomplete, 3rd down and 10. Booker, another rollout, gets it to Elena, cuts it. Elena! Look at the nice little sharp moves there. I mean, the ability to stop on a dime and turn the other way, that was really impressive. And, you know, you don't expect that from him. But it looks like his knee is really, like, healed well, all things considered. To be able to still make some cuts like that. Booker from the 23, Elena out of the backfield. And first down and goal. Looking for the lead here. Booker blitz it in and incomplete. Third down and goal as Booker throws to Elena. Can't bring it in. Fourth down. They got to go settle for 3. And the kick is no good. Oh my goodness, that was a bad series of plays there. And mistakes from the Huskies. More mistakes, a missed tackle. This team's really got to dial in right now. This is not going well. As USC on the run. Caught, spun out of bounds. 43-yard line. As halfway through the second quarter, into the flats they go. And it'll have 8 yards on the play. And they will keep it in the air. A lot of passes. Airing it out again for another first. And once again, it's a tight end really eating us alive. As look who it is. Another tight end. That's his 5th grab. That's a late fumble. And that's going to be recovered by USC. It wasn't a fumble anyway. But still, as a sack comes in now. Finally, something there. A big play from the defense. 3rd down and 9. He'll try to scramble, though. He's got room. He's going to go. Gone. Touchdown, Trojans. 2 minutes to go, and you don't want to go into the half with another deficit at the break. 2-minute warning, 36-yard line as they go run. Olena loses 4. He's got a bad game going. 10 for 16 yards. USC is really dominating the ground. Booker had some options downfield, instead just runs it for a couple. 3rd down and 6. They go Shafir's way. That's a first down. Shafir is get out of the 43. Minute 10 to go. Elena, finally some room. And he'll have 9 on the play. 50 seconds to go. And throwing. Booker has Boyan with the lead blocker. Boyan fighting all the way down to the 2. And for 13 seconds to play, Booker, they run it down. Booker to try on at the goal line. He's got it. He'll go into the half with a tie game. No deficit this time. Tied up. USC trying to spoil this season and maybe make us miss the playoffs altogether. And really cause this domino effect for NIU to fall apart at the end of this season. As they start with the ball in the second half, throw it out on the screen. That'll be 2 yards on the play as they sweep it outside. Make them set up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 10. Trojans to the air. He'll throw. And on the run, he's getting sacked. He couldn't even sprint out the pocket. They'll have to punt it away. It is Ian on the return. He'll field it inside the USC 30, making a cut to the outside. Here we go, past midfield. And Izzian in Trojan territory. A really solid return. It will take that. Outside pass now, Boyan. First down, Booker over 200 yards as they go handoff. Coley. And Coley to the red zone. 2nd and 2, play action. Booker. Shafir is going to go out of the 16. As now Booker looking for that touchdown. Floats it outside of the end zone. Oh, it's picked off. Picked off. He thought he could put that in a spot where only his receiver had a chance. Well, he was mistaken. USC had a chance, and they come up with a big pick. And now another brutal mistake. They do get the stop, but still takes potential points off the board. Booker loads up and throws it deep. Oh, what a go! My goodness, what a grab! Tryon laid out for it. What a grab! And a heck of a throw as well. That's incredible power to put under that one. He threw that one all the way back up. And, I mean, sometimes he'll make a special throw like that, and it reminds you why Booker is pretty dang good quarterback at times. Is he's going to scramble here, 3rd and 15. You know, not risk anything, not risk an interception. He'll kick a field goal here, and the kick is good. So late in this 3rd quarter, 17-14 your score. So Huskies on top for now. Can they hold on for the lead, though? USC taking a shot deep. Their turn! Not happening. 3rd and 11. Trojans with time outside. Nice job to get ahead of the ball. Linebacker in coverage. Coley on the carry now as they take over. Coley running through a defender. Well, he gets you going like that. Coley just running through a man as Booker outside. Try on all the way to the 5. Gain of 31. 4th quarter underway. Booker and zone. Bryant touchdown. Huskies up by 10. You can breathe easy for a moment here as they have done a lot better other than that one interception that was just a really good play by USC. It's been a much better half as USC trying to find points for the first time this half, and a run like that's going to go a long way to do that. It's a 41-yard scramble as with time, he's going to run again. He's going to take off for just 6 on the play. 3rd down and 3 spread in the field as he'll go deep. Ball swatted away. 4th down, field goal. Try to make it a 1-score game. Kick is through. So with a just 7-point lead, can you hang on to it or add to it? As Booker on the run, that's a nice Paul the Boodle. That's a nice one. As Booker hands it to Coley, and Coley 9 more on the play. Counter handoff. Here goes Elena. He's been quiet today, but it's not been hurting this offense. The passing game over 300 yards to keep adding to it with Tryon. So Booker, putting a little bit more on his shoulders when the run game's not working, and he's done a pretty solid job, I feel like. Shafir for the 1st down, as with now 4.5 to go. Booker, he's going to scramble, and Booker, a lot more of a running threat this year as well. That's another part that he's continuing to get better at, as Elena is going to get it inside the 10. How about a gain of 12? 1st and goal. Booker to Shafir to the 3. And under 3 minutes to play. A long drive and a touchdown. Huskies go on a nice drive, take up some time, and then go up by 2 scores. Exactly what you want to see there, as USC now in urgent mode right now, as they're going to pick up the pace here, throw it deep, try to hit. What do they do? Inside the 10. All right, USC, you have given yourself one heck of an opportunity here. End zone, tight but caught. Touchdown, and NIU now needs a 1st down to ice this one. Elena will have 7. That's a good start. How about Coley? No, they flip it out. Boodle! 1st down. And USC put up a nice fight. Not enough, though. Tryon's 144 gets the job done. And, well, we're on to the final 2 games of the season. In terms of strictly the ranking, it's the 2 toughest games of the season. We face number 10 Ohio State, number 16 Penn State, number 23 Iowa, number 19 Florida. We face some good teams like USF, who's back in the top 25. They haven't lost since they faced us. How about facing number 5 Michigan State, and a guy that we have been following a little bit, Carly Lenz. Started his career at Cincinnati at quarterback, was a pure runner, not really much of a thrower. He has transferred from Cincinnati to Michigan State and turned himself into a pretty adequate passer while still being a dynamic runner. On top of that, you also have wide receiver Javonte Byam out there, who is another player that we had our eyes on over the years. So, it's a nice duo, wide receiver and quarterback. Right now, Carly Lenz, as of today, is the front runner for the Heisman. So, it's a big, big game, and conference championship implications are all over this one. 9-1 versus 9-1. We didn't go up in the polls after our win, but 7th versus 5th seed. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get much bigger than this. As Shafir outside 1st down, we got to stop to start the game, and we are driving here. Booker will go underneath. Elena has got it to a solid 8-yard gain. We'll take it to the 15. Play action Booker. And Booker will go to Shafir. 1st down. And we're at the 11-yard line. Everything moving pretty smoothly so far. Tryon is going to be inside the 5 to the 4. As 2nd down. Inside handoff. Elena's got it in. Touchdown. great start for NIU. As over the middle, Byam with the grab. You can watch out for Javonte Byam, number 17. Carly Lenz taking the shot down the field. 3rd and 7. It's caught! What a ball. What a grab, though. That was the real impressive part. Lenz down the middle and incomplete over the head of the receiver. 3rd down and 10. Lenz, quick throw. Byam! First down to the red zone, and Michigan State moving here from the 9, 2nd and 6, as they will throw on the run. It's broken up. He couldn't hang on. 3rd down and 6. Lenz is stepping up. He can run. He'll throw, but he'll miss. 4th and 6, and Michigan State field goal try is no good. No points for Michigan State, as Boodle on the grab. And Michigan State, they're the ones with the slow start today in the first quarter. No points on their first 2 drives despite that field goal try. And our offense moving it well so far. Booker wide open in the flats. Tryon with room to run. And Tryon will have a nice little gain of 15 yards as Booker will step up and into a sack, but only loses 3 yards. 3rd down and 13. They're going to float one deep. He's got space. Caught. Touchdown right in stride. And they got themselves a 14-0 game. Nice start, really, for NIU. This is what we want to see. This is what we've been waiting for from this team, to play a full game. You know, don't kind of sleepwalk their way through the first quarter or the first half. You know, really come out swinging. And 14-0, even if they made that field goal. 14-3, Lenz running, sliding, 1 yard shy, 3rd and 1, direct snap to the running back, and he can't get it. Another stop, and they'll punt it. And NIU has made this, you know, high-level Michigan offense look pretty poor so far. Booker sacked. 3rd down and 20, though, so finally going to, you know, look like they're going to get a stop here, as they will. The design rollout kind of blew that thing up, but Lenz misses. I mean, Lenz is not a overly accurate thrower of the ball. He's going to have his misses, but I mean, the defense is locking up on the outside. Byam shut down by Waller. Booker takes over. Look who's wide open down the field. Shafir out of bounds at the 33. This is ridiculous right now, as everything's going NIU's way. Even though Martin Elena hasn't even broken out for anything big yet. Shafir underneath, into the red zone, and to the 14. Will it be a 3-score lead for the Huskies? Tryon is going to cut it up inside the 5, down to the 2, goal to go. Booker flips it. Elena leaps his way in. Touchdown. 21-0 on the number 5 team in the country. Byam up top. And Javonte Byam, the big body receiver, finally boxes out the smaller Waller for the grab. You know, you're going to get some plays like that where Waller's just, you know, outmatched in, you know, size. But it's okay. As Lenz scrambling. Lenz got a lot of room. Into the 13-yard line. And Michigan State finally, can they put up some points here? Looks like they have their best chance so far. 5 yards out. And inside the 5 to the 2. It's 1st and goal. They hand it off and they're in. So no shutout here, but 21-7 your score. 3 minutes to play. Booker is throwing it to Boyette, and that one a little dangerous, but he brings it in as Elena on the draw. Martin Elena. And we're trying to see what he can do, try to heat him up at the end of the season here, as Elena's had some historically nice playoff games, performances. We kind of, you know, note him as a bit of a big game riser for us. I mean, his first big game back from injury was against Georgia when Roxy broke down and basically, you know, Elena had to take over the reins and had his biggest game of his comeback season. So, I mean, it's the big games where Martin Elena shines, as they're still moving it on offense. A minute to play in the half. Booker will throw incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Still just a minute to play, though, as Booker to Shafir over his head. We'll have to settle for 3. And the field goal kick is good. 24-7. And that'll be the halftime score. 24-7. And pretty comfortably dominating this game, even though the rushing numbers are pretty equal. It's the passing game that's really been the difference between these two, as NIU will also have the ball to start the half, and here goes Elena for a gain of 10. How about a play action now as Booker will throw on the run. That's a great one for Tryon, waving his way through. 57 yards, Ben Tryon. And keep running it up here, 31-7. Carly Lenz, your Heisman candidacy is looking terrible right now, 3 and out. And this is ridiculous. Boodle, catch, and keep it moving. I mean, are you sure Carly Lenz is the Heisman on the field right now? Coley running through. And at the 17, Booker, keep pouring it on. Misses his man, though. And it'll be a field goal try, but this is all the way at the end of the third quarter. Now it's 34-7. This game's basically done. I mean, unless a historic comeback happens, we jump ahead. Lenz drives his team down the field quickly, scrambles it in for a touchdown, but as if things weren't bad enough for this team, how about a blocked extra point? Michigan State can't get anything. They're down 21 points still late in the third quarter, and, well, look who's wide open again. Shafir down the field, 300 yards going into the fourth quarter for Booker. And Booker, how about adding to some rushing production as well? He'll go out of bounds, just flying his way out. As Booker will find Ben Tryon inside the 10. I mean, I don't think we can expect it to come out here and do what we are doing to this number 5 team in the country. Booker at the 1, and for a 4-touchdown game, hand it off inside a lane, a touchdown. This game is over. This game is done. Number 5, Michigan State's getting steamrolled right now. And how about an interception a little later on? 4.5 to go. Ball back in NIU's possession, 41-13. But, hey, we're not done quite yet. How about from the 24-yard line? Handoff Elena, and Martin Elena gets to the outside. Nice blocking on the perimeter. Martin Elena, 76 yards. Dyson through this defense. And if you thought we were done now, we're still not done. 2 minutes to play. Lenz, deep ball, picked off. Alex Westbrooks, and Westbrooks, he wants to make some history. His 5th pick 6 of the season. His 5th. You heard that correctly. And a 55-13 obliteration of the number 5 team in the country. And Carly Lenz might have just lost himself a Heisman. As we head to the final game of the season, and the number 5 team, hey, that's pretty cool and all. How about the number 2 team in the country? How about undefeated Indiana? And not only that, it's a game with a lot of stakes here, not just for the rankings. NIU jumps up to 4 because Indiana's undefeated in the conference. If they win this game, they basically punch themselves into the conference championship. The stakes basically are, if we win and Penn State wins, it'll be us in a rematch against Penn State. If we win and some other things fall differently, Penn State maybe loses, for example, we would play a different team. If we lose this game, it'll basically be Indiana and Penn State, most likely. So it's a big game, not just for ranking, for seeding, but for the Big Ten championship, as we force an Indiana punt early on in this one. And Alex Izzy and finds a nice little gap, gets to the 48-yard line. So a hot start here potentially for this NIU team, which is not something we've been accustomed to saying so far in this season, but something I am happy to say. Hot start, and us dialing in right now is play action. Booker rolling. He's got room to run, and he will. Booker out of bounds, first down, gain of 13. Now Booker to the air here, and he'll just take it short. That's Coley, who's going to get about 6 on the play. Give him 3rd down and 5. A lane on the carry, nothing. How about 4th down and 3? They'll settle for a field goal. You want to get as many points on the board as you can against the number 2 team in the country, as the handoff will be just a gain of 6 there, as it looked like he had a chance at maybe a little bit more of a 3rd down and 2. He'll have the 1st down in Indiana. They probably looked at what we did to Michigan State and said, okay, this might be their hardest game of the season against, a number 4 ranked team, but they're trying to lock up their spot in the Big Ten title game. 3rd down and 8, throwing it, and that was a pretty impressive throw, but not able to bring it in as Elena on the carry. Elena makes a cut to the outside. Oh, here he goes again. Martin Elena. He's got enough speed. Still enough. 74-yard touchdown for Martin Elena. Back-to-back games with a 70-plus yard touchdown. And Martin Elena may be heating up at the right time. Play action, we're up 10-0, and Westbrooks breaks up another pass. 3rd down and 7. 1st quarter ticking away. Into the flats they go with the completion. 1st down. We're on to the 2nd quarter. We're Indiana. I think it's getting a little scary for them to think that if Martin Elena is going to be running like that, it might be a rough day for you. But you got to find something on offense that you can be positive about. 3rd down and 2. You scramble, you get the 1st down just by a couple of yards. 43-yard line, speed option, pitch it out of the back. And Westbrook's out there to get him for 5. Just about 4 yards a carry so far, as in the option. He doesn't get it, and they punt it. They punt. And Elena, how about another double-digit yard run? He's got 91 yards already in this one. Can't say enough good things about it, as it's another completion there. 1st down. How about a handoff to Elena again? Chunk run again. And the blocking, also got to give them credit. Elena over 100 yards now, as he is having one of his best games already. I mean, at least on pace to maybe even go for a career high, as that's a deep ball. 3rd down and 4, just too far. 4th down, and NIU's going for it, and that confidence returning to this team where they think they can go for it and anywhere on the field. Coley on the carry. Don't forget about him with the way Elena's playing. Coley gets a 1st down. Elena checks back in, but Booker to the air. And Booker running. Booker makes a move. Booker to the end zone to the 1. Just stop, but Booker making a guy miss, and Kellen Coley punches it in. It's 17-0, and 3 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Did you expect this? 17-0 on the number 2 team in the country right now, as a sack. Edmond gets in. This is pure domination. You take on 2 of the top 5 teams in the country in the last 6 quarters, and you have put up a mountain of points in complete 4th down. And the Huskies take back over screen. Tryon is going to have 9 on the play from the 47, a minute 17 to go. Speed option, Booker pitch it out. Elena, 1st down. Elena to the 42. He's got 125 on just 9 carries. Booker will throw it out. And, well, here's Elena on the grab. Not much, though. 49 seconds, they burn a timeout. 3rd down and 7. Hit as he's throwing that ball, just going to get, tossed into the sidelines, basically. They'll punt. Didn't want to try a long field goal there. And it'll be a halftime score of 17-0, where Alex Westbrooks has 3 pass breakups. Martin Elena has been dominating so far. Booker will set up the screen. They have the ball to start the half as well, so as if they didn't need more going their way, Tryon has 17. They're not even throwing the ball for a whole lot of yards, just 60 yards passing. They haven't needed to, though. Tryon, when they are passing, it's all him. Booker will throw, though, and El Hashafir, here he goes, 36-yard touchdown. It's 24-0. And NIU is steamrolling the number 2 team in the country. And this is every bit the team we thought we could see at their best, and I think they're playing some of their best. 3rd down and 2. Indiana finally moving the ball a little bit. I mean, they haven't found any points, though. And they need to. They need to do something. Desperately a drop here on 3rd down and 8 in this home crowd. Imagine being the number 2 team in the country. You're at home here. You're in this big-time matchup, and this is what's happened. I mean, this is brutal. I'm not going to say the game is over, though. Halfway through the third, sacked. Sacked now, play action. And he'll find his man, and that'll be a first down, and he almost broke free to go the distance. 19-yard line, though, read option. And Westbrook's there to hit him. Brought down eventually for 9. Needing points. They need this touchdown, though. Handoff will get him the first down. Goal to go with the 6. 2:40 to go in the third. And Indiana finds the end zone. Touchdown. Finally, 2-point conversion to make it a 2-touchdown, 2-2-point conversion game. They got it. So, you know, all things considered, not as bad as it could be. 2-score game, but Kelly Coley, big run for Coley. It's his turn. Coley, nice run there as Booker will find Boyette first down to the 28-yard line. And Booker to the air once more. Booker, there it goes, the tryout, short with a lot of room, makes a move, tryout, touchdown. And no match for this NIU team. It feels like 31-8. 31-8. As that ball incomplete. Jarnell picked off. Everything's going wrong. Everything for Indiana's going wrong. Another red zone trip. And Booker will get it out to Elena. Elena cuts it. And a first down and goal. Fourth quarter hits. And how about some more points? Shafir can't bring it in. It'll instead be a field goal, but it's 34-8 in the fourth quarter. This one's done. This game is over. And you move to fourth down for Indiana. Of course, they're going for it, as Indiana will throw it deep. And, well, good on them. How about a 67-yard touchdown for the Hoosiers? But still, though, 19-point game. Elena on the carry, 4.5 to play, and just running out this clock, making sure that they can't get any other opportunities. Elena, I mean, he's doing it in the air as well, so good on him. Martin Elena having one heck of a game. Sweep it to him. Another nice set of blocking. Turns it upfield, and Elena. And give him more. 22-yard line, 2-minute warning. Toss it out, and Elena cuts it up, and Elena, touchdown again. Martin Elena punctuates an incredible game with another touchdown. And 41-15 your score. How about a deep pass? And right to end it, Alex Westbrooks. How about another interception to add to his resume? Game over. A combined 96 points put up in 2 games against the top 5 teams in the country that we played. As Elena goes for 180 yards, and we have ourselves a conference championship, a little rematch. Penn State, after winning, has moved all the way up to number 7, beating us and then winning their last couple of games. We, after that Penn State game, have now come out. The USC game may be a little shaky, but we've come out and thoroughly dominated 2 of the best teams in the country. And now we find ourselves in a rematch. The only team that has beaten us. One of the best offenses in the country. I think we're a little bit more ready now, because this team, I know it was only like a couple of weeks ago, but this team feels a little bit different right now. Seems like everything's clicked. The switch has been flipped, and we're dominating. But regardless of how we've been dominating and what everything's been going on here, this is still the one team that's been able to beat us. 10-2, and they're obviously looking to try to steal a first-round bye. Presumably, if we win, considering we're the number 4 team in the country, we will have the first-round bye, which is interesting that we had this game against Indiana where everything went down the way it did, and we didn't even really move up, which is curious, as Penn State wide open, man, and here we go again with the tight end. Oh boy, we've been down this road before. Tolbert had 200 yards against us last time, and how about a big play to start off this one? They're already in the red zone in Penn State. This offense is gotta lose 2 there. 3rd down and 12 as the screen set up and make the tackle. They'll have to settle for a field goal as the kick is good, so at least hold them out of the end zone. We'll take it. Now, can we get ourselves going? Elena has had a 70-plus yard touchdown run in back-to-back games and has had over well over 100 yards in both of those games as well. As Shafir, that's a nice grab, nice ball as well. Handoff, Elena, carry, gets the blocking, Martin Elena, here we go again, 54 yards. Oh, well, Martin Elena, big game player, and a big touchdown again. I mean, you know, not a 70-yarder, but hey, we'll take 3 straight 50-yard touchdown runs as that ball knocked away. And Penn State got to punt it as they go Tryon on a little jet sweep. And we'll take Tryon for the first down. As they'll go to the 47-yard line into Penn State territory. Play action. Booker floating one out for Elena out of the backfield. He leaks out, and he'll have himself a couple of yards on the play. 3rd down and 4. Play action. This time a design roll out left. Going to Shafir, and it's got some really reliable hands. We love to see it as Booker is gonna get hit and sacked. 2nd and 19, and we're pushed out of field goal range here as Booker, a lot of time though, gets all the yards back and more. Boodle first down to the 10, rolling down at the 11, they say. As Elena carry, Martin Elena all the way to the 2. And can Elena find the end zone? They'll go option. He won't need to as Booker keeps it himself. Touchdown, 14-3. And the first quarter will come to an end with an NIU double-digit point lead. What a run of the last 9 quarters NIU is on. It has been ridiculous as a 3 and out, and we're going to maybe continue it for a 10th straight quarter. Booker is going to get sacked, and he'll lose 4. 9 minutes to go. Run, Elena, stiff arm, and Elena turns what could have been a loss into 10 yards. He just turns into a whole different player at this point. Like, when it goes down to these big games, I really feel like he's just a whole different animal at times. As they'll go in a little bubble outside. 2nd down and 10. They'll move for a 6-yard gain. 40-yard line now is Elena on the carry. That's going to be first down yardage. He's got 81 in the first half and keep adding to it. Give him now 89 as he'll go counter run. Here's Coley. Coley hasn't needed to carry the ball as much because, well, Martin Elena's putting in work, but how about to the 10-yard line? Booker rolling left, throws Hubbard. 5-yard line though. As they go, Elena on the carry again. Martin Elena touchdown. 21-3 is your score. This is ridiculous right now the way we've been playing. And Penn State does not know what hit them. The offense isn't even hitting right now. You know, maybe like the defense, you expected it because they allowed over 40 points. The defense didn't exactly do too hot for them. But you expect the offense that put up 45 to at least have similar results. But I think this team, got the wake-up call that they needed against Penn State the first time around because they're playing a whole different brand of football right now. 4 minutes to play as Penn State looking for something. Oh, my goodness, a one-handed grab there. Tolbert has got 50 on the day. Not quite the 200 that he had last time, but still doing pretty good. 2 minutes to go. And that ball overthrown! Breeze picked off! Taylor Breeze, an overthrow over the middle, and a pick. And Penn State down 18. No points on that possession, and they've given us a chance to keep on adding. And will it be a 3rd straight domination of a top 10 team, a top 7 team? Booker sack, 3rd and 22, so it's looking like this drive will get us nothing. We'll go Shafir on the screen, and he'll just play for field position, get us a nice little gain there of 14, and we'll punt it away. So Penn State still has a chance here before they have to find something. They need at least a field goal to make it a 2-score game, at least something positive to take into the break. And they might have it here as they're in NIU territory with a minute to play. From the 48, they swing it out of the backup running back who's going to have 52 seconds, 3rd down and 7. Over the head of the receiver again. They punt it and we'll go to half. I did not expect this either. I mean, the other games, maybe you could say, it was a bit of an unknown, but we know this Penn State team and we know they're good. So for NIU's defense to be playing like this, it's ridiculous. It's actually crazy. As Elena on the toss, I mean, he'll take that all the way inside to get a couple there, nearing 100 yards on the game. Shafir, I mean, he's just come along stronger and stronger as the season has continued on. Elena is going to lose a yard on the play. Not a whole lot of room there. 3rd down and 11. As that throw for Boodle, that's just a laser, and he reels it in. Penn State really needed to get off the field there. And again, this is just a situation where they just need something, and they've gotten nothing. An opening drive field goal, and other than that, nothing, as Booker rolls all the way around and scrambles for the 1st down. As from the 31, Booker could go short. Instead, he'll go long. Try on inside the 10. And how about another handoff to Martin? Elena! 3rd touchdown of the game! This dude is just different in these games. 28-3. And Penn State finally with a big play. Tolbert down the seam. He's got 100 yards, so at least he's still getting his game off. And there he is again, but, I mean, he's the only one doing anything, it feels like, because even their quarterback's missing some throws. As that ball, that's actually a really nice one, caught inside the 10. And finally, Penn State, is it too little too late, though, as they get a touchdown? 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, and the extra point good. They go Martin Elena on the ground, and here we go. Up by 3 scores late in the 3rd quarter. This is prime Kellen Coley, Martin Elena time, and Tryon as well. I mean, he's just going to keep on getting open, it feels like. As 30 seconds to play, 3rd down, they swing one out, and Tryon, a lot of room, Tryon making a man miss, and a 13-yard line, 4th quarter underway, and Shafir is down at the 3, 2nd and inches. It's Martin Elena. How about number 4 on the game? Martin Elena, his 4th touchdown, and a 25-point lead with 8 minutes to go. I mean, unbelievable. Really, just so impressive. And for this team to come out here and respond the way that they've had the last couple of weeks, they've had some scares, you know, they've had some rough points to start games, but to come out here against 3 top 7 teams that utterly dominate in the ways that they have, a touchdown for Penn State, so Penn State gonna maybe try to, you know, pull off something miraculous here as they're down by 18 once again. They missed out from the onside kick, and NIU is just going to run it a couple of times, take the clock off. They get it to 3rd down with 3 minutes to play. They'll throw one down the field. It's picked off, but they ran a minute off the clock, and Penn State will have it 71 yards of field in front of them as they go drop back, throw it. And in the zone coverage, they get a completion there. Oh, he breaks both tackles. And Penn State gone. Touchdown. It's a little scary, but onside kick is picked up by NIU. That was, I mean, they're making us fight a little bit, but still an 11-point game. Elena on the carry. Big run. And Martin Elena will go for about 18. And Penn State starts burning their timeouts. 3rd down. They roll. Booker gets rid of it. Incomplete. And we'll just have to settle for a field goal. But Penn State out of timeouts, down by 14 points. So, I mean, I guess crazier things have happened. Deep ball. He's got it to the 37. And this is an almighty stat padding time, as that's going to be another completion there. I mean, it's, you get an onside kick, I guess. I guess it's possible. End zone touchdown, Penn State. And they're going to have a 1-score game, but the onside kick is picked up by NIU. So, a whole lot of nonsense here. But the game is over. It looks close in the final score, but we know what we watched here. 38-31. Your final. Martin Elena goes for 133 yards and 4 touchdowns. And this team takes home their first ever Big Ten championship and will go to the playoffs. Not only to the playoffs, we knew that was going to happen regardless of the result of this one, but they will go to take a first round bye. And they'll be waiting to see who is on the other side for them, as we'll see the Heisman Trophy. Warren Kaufman of Texas Tech. You see Carly Lenz dropped all the way down to 5. He was the front runner when we were, going against them. And for awards, we only got one award winner, but it's Alex Westbrook taking home just about every award you could possibly have for a defender, and deservedly so. Martin Elena also came second in the Walker Award. Third was Azur, but Martin Elena is an NCAA All-American alongside Westbrooks and Taylor Breeze making first team. And we also had one second-team player as well, our center. So, 4 NCAA All-Americans. We have the number 2 seed, and we're going to be taking on, remember USF when they were 1-2 after we beat them? Yeah, they ran the table. They won 10 in a row, only to lose in the first round to Baylor. And Baylor's a team that's a really, really fun matchup because we've taken this Baylor team on, and if you know, Coach Alejandro Easy was a former wide receiver at Baylor, so this is a bit of a homecoming for him where, he's taken on a team that he once won a national championship with in his playing career, and now he's got to dock them out of hopes of winning a playoff game themselves, and they are led, though, by one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, a guy we have met already once before in this series, Tyrone Austin, the former top-level quarterback who committed to Oklahoma and then transferred over to Baylor, has led this team to a conference championship victory, a playoff appearance, a playoff victory, and he currently leads the nation in passing yards right now. So Tyrone Austin has been the driving force behind this team. NIU, though, has had some time to rest. They've had some time to sit on things, watch the playoffs unfold, and they, at the number 2 seed, are taking on this Baylor team. They go 3 and out, though, to start their possession, start their game off. Baylor will take over, and with their first play, they'll go for 19 yards. Tyrone Austin, though, one heck of a quarterback, somebody that, like I said, we dealt with before, but, just an incredible player, and somebody who is also going to be NFL bound, probably a first-round draft pick. That's why Baylor's in the position that they're in, leading the nation in passing yards, but not able to get anything on that drive. They'll go turn it over and punt away. We'll be pinned inside our own 10-yard line, but this offense has been unbelievable the last couple of weeks, and a lot of it has been due to Martin Elena and his incredible production. Martin Elena on the toss, cuts it up, and Martin Elena, here we go again, not able to take it all the way. That would have been a 76-yard touchdown again if he got around, but we'll take another 50-ish yard run as Booker out of bounds throws it away. 3rd down and 8 as Booker over the middle, caught Boodle, the 16 and a red zone opportunity, and NIU keep on rolling here as they'll go to the 11-yard line. Have 4 receivers in the pattern. Booker throws it quickly. Ball is dropped! No! Into the hands of a Baylor defender! How unlucky can you be? Straight up off the receiver's hands and into a defender's. That is just unfortunate, and Baylor will take over. That one, I'm obviously not going to put that on Booker. That's not his fault, but just can't be having your other guys, your number 4 receiver, make a mistake like that, and especially in a game like this. But Baylor going to try to capitalize off of it. 2nd down and 3. Handoff tackled in the backfield. Loss of 3. 3rd and 6. Austin is throwing it deep. Got him, man. What a ball. Perfectly dropped in the bread basket for a gain of the 17. First quarter winding down. And a ball into the end zone. Touchdown. Baylor up 7-0. And a first quarter that looks a lot like the ones earlier on in the season where it was a little shaky. But, it happens. 3rd down and 7. Booker outside. Picked off. Pick. And this one is his fault. And Baylor kind of has this Husky team a little rattled for a moment. And they are well within their reason to take a 2-score lead here. They got a field goal just basically handed to them. And this is going to result in, a field goal try. They don't get a touchdown here, but field goal good, 10-0. And Baylor on top, 2-score lead. NIU's been here before. They've been down by double digits in multiple instances in the first half, but I mean, you don't want to have that happen in the playoffs. You know, you could maybe afford to lose a game to Penn State. You can't afford to lose a game in the playoffs. It's one and done. Third down and 12 as Booker outside, got Boodle, and into the end zone. Touchdown. That's a huge and a quick response here. The Rose Bowl, where it's a 7-10 game, and Tyrone Austin is going to have a reception for his receiver to get 9 yards. Austin playing a good first quarter and a half so far, showing why he is one of the top QBs in the nation. As Austin, third down and 1, floats one to an open man. That's a first down with ease, and he'll have a nice one to midfield as second down and 7. That's going to be overthrown, picked off, and look who it is, Mr. Right Place, Right Time. Every time it feels like Taylor Breeze picks it off. And now we're the ones who maybe have Baylor shaking a little bit, as we have got ourselves a touchdown, then a pick with good field position to get into field goal range. It might just be both teams trading the same exact starts and how they got their first 10 points. Second down turns to third down and inches. Tryon loses yards. And too many to lose to make us want to go for it. That's exactly what this will be. We trade 10-point runs. 10-10 game. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, as that ball caught on the outside for 7 on the play. And Baylor taking their time for now. Second down and 3. They'll go first down, maybe they'll pick up the pace here a little bit. Now timeout, minute to go. Austin short. It's right at the line. They call it 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches, Austin. He'll throw it. It's jarred out and incomplete. They'll punt, and Baylor will have 30 seconds to play on defense to try to stop us. We'll go to safe little Elena screen, but he makes a cut to the outside. And Martin Elena turns it into 12 yards, and maybe has us believing we could do something here. Booker will go to Shafir. We also had to hold on to that timeout because he got out of bounds. We'll burn one there. Shafir first down. 18 seconds to play. Booker rolling, extended the play. Booker finds an open man. Boyan into the 20. We'll get a field goal try. Right at the end of the half, it's good. NIU will take a 3-point lead into the half, 13 unanswered. And what a response after, an unfortunate interception that wasn't really our fault, and then an interception that was our fault here, with talking about the standpoint of Marvin Booker and the ability to respond, that quick touchdown drive, Taylor Breeze getting a pick, and then that field goal drive at the end of the half. Baylor now are going to be pushed into the deep waters here with this talented team and see if they can swim, as they were able to take out USF. Great. Well, I mean, the USF, respect to them, credit to them. They played us tough, but they're not quite the team that we are, especially the one that we've demonstrated we are the last couple of games. Third down and 11. Deep ball. Almost picked again by Breeze. Fourth down, they will punt. And Booker will start the drive off. Boodle, catch, turns around, and he's got a nice gain. As Booker's over 200. Elena on the carry. He'll have 9. Elena's averaging 8 yards a carry. I know he hasn't ripped off, a 70-yard touchdown or anything, but he's ripped off a big run and got a whole lot of other good ones. How about another 100-yard game and a touchdown, Martin Elena? That is going to be a 10-point game. Martin Elena, just Mr. Playoff, big game performer. Another 100 yards. I think his, 4th straight 100-yard game. And all of them against, top 7 teams. All of them against top 7 teams. Like, just incredible stuff. As 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Austin underneath. That's going to be completed. And he'll have it on the 49-yard line. How about a sweep? Run. Gets them. First down. More. Makes a move. And Baylor to the 20. Gain of almost 30 yards. As they'll go counter run. Spins off a tackler. And Baylor, maybe they're taking their time on this drive, but it's an effective one. Their first good drive in a while. Austin on the run to the end zone. Picked off. Jalen Waller. Jalen Waller is just stonewalled this Baylor potential comeback attempt. And a pick will give us the ball back heading into the fourth quarter with a double-digit point lead. And we get to turn to Kelly Coley on the carry. Coley for a first down. Here we go, fourth quarter, first play. And Elena on the run. Elena makes a move. And Martin Elena fighting 30 more yards. I mean, Martin is just on another level right now. Coley's got 9. As we'll toss one out, Elena. This time he's got nowhere to go, though. Loss of 3. 3rd down and 4, and Baylor jumps off sides. Well, you had your chance to get off the field, but lack of discipline there will hurt you, as it'll be another 3rd down situation a little later on where Booker will get the completion. Shafir is inside the 15, down to the 10, and for a 3-score lead, Booker with time open, man, touchdown, and make it 27 unanswered points after a 10-0 start from Baylor. 7 minutes to play. NIU closing in on a semifinals appearance. It's a sack now. And what do you do if you're Tyrone Austin? As I'll throw one deep middle, incomplete, 4th and 15. They just punted away because they were inside their own 10 on 4th and 15. I mean, that's just not an ideal situation. Doesn't even feel like there was really a right answer to do, but just keep it moving. Kelly Coley running through for 15 more. Out at the 20-yard line, 3.5 to go. Just running out this clock, try on incomplete. And Baylor will force a field goal try, but with 3.5 minutes to go, down by 20. Might just be all she wrote for this one. Pass outside, caught. Nice job. Nice completion. But Baylor needs a whole lot more than just a couple of nice completions like that to make this happen, as they are moving to the 2-minute warning. And they got a completion here. Another one where he will get to the 18-yard line after another play. 1st down, 10 yards out. Baylor is going to the end zone. Touchdown in a 2-score game where Baylor onside kick picked up, and we'll have a 13-point lead, and we'll run out the clock here where Booker will just take a sack, not risking completion, punt the ball away. Baylor has like 20 seconds, and you kind of understand that this game is all but over. A nice downfield ball, though, from Baylor to get them to about the red zone. You know, doing a lot of what maybe like Penn State did and make it a little bit closer, but the Hail Mary to end things is incomplete. NIU is going to the Final Four, and they will have a date with a team that broke their hearts once before, and that will be the University of Georgia. Baylor and win their game, but Georgia now number 3 in the country, number 2 NIU. And if you want any reason to root for NIU here, if you didn't have enough of a reason, well, the Final Four is all SEC teams other than NIU. The only hope of a non-SEC national champion is the Huskies. So it's Georgia, Bulldogs versus Huskies. On the other side, Bama versus Tennessee. So we've met these teams before. You know, Bama we faced off in our first ever playoff game. Georgia we faced off against in a playoff game as well. Lost both of them. Haven't met Tennessee before, but I've also not made the national championship before. We're looking to do that for the first time and prove that this culmination of a massive full-scale build from the ground up program, taking them from, you know, the middle of the MAC to the top of the nation, trying to make it happen here. NIU gets the ball first. Booker rollout throw, and Boodle with the grab for 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. They go Martin Elena. 4 straight 100-yard games in this big run that we've been on. And will he make it 5th straight 100-yard game against the top 7 team, basically, which would just be insane, as Booker runs it for a 1st down. But Georgia defense not doing too hot to start. Shafir down to the 2. It's a gain of 15. Booker will throw. Quick pass. Boodle touchdown. NIU has already stormed out to a 7-0 lead, but Georgia, I mean, we can't really even talk about all the talent in the world, because all the talent in the world also exists in Georgia. It also exists in these top-of-the-line SEC schools. You know, maybe Baylor was a little bit of a frisky Big 12 school who's got a couple of nice players like Tyrone Austin, but they are not, you know, stuffed to the brim of 5 stars like Georgia is, like Bama, like Tennessee, like these other teams have been. So this is going to be the big test here. You know, we've taken on teams like Ohio State. We've taken on Indiana and Michigan and all these other schools, but Georgia may be the best of the bunch that we have faced this season. Georgia gets a field goal on their drive. Booker will start his drive off with a throw off his back foot, and that's going to be caught. And a great catch. Elena on the run, and Martin Elena for 6. Up from the 46-yard line. Throw right into a defender, incomplete. Tryon got his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. 3rd down and 4. That's a dangerous ball, and a defender got a hand on it again. Stopped them. 4th and 4, going for it, and Tryon playing to win this game here. You don't want to play it conservative as Booker. Direct snap, keeps in. Marvin Booker sprinting through. Touchdown. 39 yards for Marvin Booker on the ground. Didn't expect us to bust that one out, I guess, as it's 14-3, Georgia down. But they got a field goal on their first drive. Can they find points on their second one to keep pace with this offense and what they've done so far? As Elena on the carry will lose 2 yards after Georgia was forced to punt the ball away. So already NIU is showing to be the maybe better team early on, but second quarter underway with a 3rd and long, and Elena not able to get there, obviously. Just punt the ball away, and Georgia will take over. Can their offense find the end zone as they'll throw right down the middle? Great completion, 30 yards on the play, and from the 45, they got another one. Completed past the 30 of NIU. Give them 17 more. 2nd down and 5 as Georgia end zone shot and a touchdown. As Georgia makes it a 4-point game, and Martin Elena not ripped off anything too crazy yet. But maybe it's only a matter of time as Booker gets it to Elena. 3rd down and 7. I think it's a completion for the 1st down, so Elena, nice grab there and ability to find that 1st down marker just enough. Tryon 9 yards. He was really quiet in the Baylor game. We'll see what he has in store for this one as Elena 3rd and 1. Stopped. 4th and 2, and NIU's going to go for it, and they double down. Elena can't get to the outside. He stopped. And one of those times where going for it in a risky position actually backfires on us. We have a pretty high conversion rate on those. And, well, this is not the time to lose out on one of those as Georgia with a 23-yard line in a couple of plays. RPO, quick hitter, and to the 13, gain of 10. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Throw it to the end zone. Touchdown. Georgia takes the lead. 17-14 as Elena on the carry. He'll have a double-digit run. He's averaging 5 a carry, so still, having a nice game. Booker pressured and sacked. This is 10. It's 2nd down and 20. Booker to the air and tight coverage across the board. He'll still test it. Boyan! He tested him and he came up. Passing it. What a nice job to go up and high point that ball as Booker on the design rollout. He'll keep it, and he's going to get himself to a 3rd down and 5. Elena on the carry, not going to get it, but it's 4th and 1, so they'll happily go for it here. Will it work this time? Coley! Yes, it will. 4th down, make it 2 out of 3 converted as Booker underneath Shafir, but a flag down. Yeah, that's going to be a hold, so never a good thing to see to back us up and, make this try at a touchdown here with under a minute to go all the more difficult. 1st and 20, Booker has got Elena next to him. He's just going to take off and run. Stays in bounds, and Booker out of bounds, but by then he got 15 yards. As Booker now will fire one outside incomplete, and that'll result in a field goal try with under 40 seconds to play. Kick is good. And that's going to be your halftime score. Georgia and NIU, 17-17 with a trip to the national championship on the line. We have an even split, 115 through the air, 115 on the ground. So, you want to talk about balanced offense. We have had that so far. So NIU starts off on defense. 3rd down and 5, a quick chance to get a 3 and out here as they will not get it though. Georgia with a tight grab there and a 1st down. Handoff. Georgia got a 1st and more to the 47-yard line. Man in motion. They'll go with the quick screen outside, and that'll be 4 on the play. 3rd down and 6. And they'll fire one to a receiver over our linebacker's head, and that'll be to the 30. And Georgia, great first possession of the half. Shovel pass Can't make a guy miss. It's only a yard, but they're at 200 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Clean game from their quarterback. He's done well, as that tackle is going to make them lose yards, though. Loss of 3. 3rd and 12. Georgia sending everybody down the field, and they get it right at the marker. First down. So close, but he got it. And now in the red zone. He'll throw with a lot of time. Eventually, somebody got to get in there. And in traffic. Touchdown. What a play. Unbelievable. Martin Elena taking over now in the carries. We're down by 7. That took up half the 3rd quarter. A huge possession for Georgia. And they start off the half the perfect way. And now we got to respond. As Elena tackled for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Booker underneath Boyette. Coming across the field, he'll have a first down into Georgia territory. And it's our turn to try to put together this long drive as Booker down the middle, Boodle. First down, 32-yard line. And we're moving it well now. Boyette first down to the red zone. Make it more to the 5. Goal to go. Handoff, no option. Booker to the 1. And Booker comes off Elena, direct snap, and Elena to the 1-yard line again. 3rd and goal. This time it's Kelly Coley, and we punch it in for the tie. So that whole 3rd quarter was basically made up of 2 possessions, and it was both scoring drives. Georgia handoff, tackled, and 2 0-yard plays will set up 3rd down and 10, and they'll convert here on 3rd and long. Brutal. 3 seconds to play. Last play of the quarter knocked away, it looks like. This will be the last play of the quarter now, as that'll be a completion. Nope, knocked away again. 3rd down and 10 to start the 4th quarter in a tie game. Trip to the national title on the line. They get it out short. Can you make the tackle? Yes, you can. 4th and 2, and he'll punt it away. Booker in the offense takes over. Tryon will set up a 3rd down and 5. Elena out of the backfield. He'll be on a route, but we're not going to hit him. Instead, we'll find Tryon again. Can we find ourselves a position to take the lead here? Elena on the toss. Left 3. I mean, just keep it moving. Those 7.5 to go. Elena first down run. And Martin Elena so close to getting us into field goal range, as Elena will take it for 9 more. 39-yard line. Booker design rollout. He's got a man. Got it, a Boodle in stride. To the 12. 6 minutes to play. Booker hands it. Elena is going to get a loss of 1. As Booker now will throw. And Booker short. That's dangerous. 3rd and 11. Will it be a field goal? Or Booker, he finds Tryon! Touchdown! We'll take a 7-point lead. And the Huskies, can they hold up for 5 more minutes? And they'll be headed to a national championship if they can. Come on, defense. What do you got here? That ball caught. And for a first down, 4.5 to go now. Quick outside to their tight end. He'll reach. He'll be shy of the first down. 10 yards, though, 2nd and inches. Tight end again. Tight ends have just been brutalizing us. He has 10 catches for 100 yards. I mean, just how about 11 grabs? I mean, we just can't cover a tight end to save our lives. It is what it is. 3rd down at 4. 3:30 to go. Sacked. And it's going to be NIU football. 3 minutes to play and a chance to ice it. Can we do it, though? 3-yard run on first down. Making 2nd down completion to Tryon. Georgia burns a timeout. 3rd and 3. Elena shy by a yard. It's 4th and inches, and we'll set out the punt team. But it's a fake. Fake punt. Coley first down. Coley run. Coley to Georgia territory. We faked the punt. We faked it. And we can run out this clock with 1 more first down. Can we go to the national title game? Coley, they burn their final timeout. And how about Elena? Big run. Elena can go, but he's not going to go. He's going to stop shy so we can kneel it out. Martin Elena punches the ticket to the national championship. We faked the punt and take it. Coley with a big run, and then Martin Elena with the dagger. We're going to a national championship, and that is one heck of a call to make. but it's a call that worked out big time. And a national championship game will be against number 1 Alabama. A game that may be a bit of a full circle moment here, as this was our very first playoff game. The very first time we made it, we took on Alabama on the road in the first round in their territory. We gave them a scare, we gave them a fight, but we proved that we deserved to be on the national stage. We moved to the Big Ten. We've been in the playoffs every year since, and now it can culminate. This entire 7 years will culminate in this game, regardless if we win, if we lose. It ends here. Win, lose, or draw, which obviously we're not going to draw. It's over here. And, you know, we made our mark here in college football. We made our mark in the world of this entire landscape of the playoffs and the championship picture. We are here. We just have to see if we can get it done against an undefeated 15-0, number 1 in the country Alabama team. Number 1 versus number 2. We started the season as the number 1 team in the country. We had expectations. We finished number 2 and we got all the way to the national championship, so it's fair to say we met expectations. Can we stamp our name in history forever, though? As a national championship winning team, Alabama is not going to want to let that happen. They're looking for another one on their resume at the 30-yard line of NIU. Bama moving it as they'll throw up high, incomplete, 3rd down and 8. As they'll drop to throw it. And with time, finds a receiver, caught, and he's gone. Touchdown, Bama. And they'll have an early 7-0 lead as Martin Elena coming off yet another 100-yard game and another big-time run. The last one to seal it. I mean, it would have been a touchdown if he wanted it to be, but he just went down shy to kneel it out. And, I mean, what a story it would be for Martin Elena to be, you know, from career over to hero. We'll write that when the book is finished, as Elena is going to get a first down. Running Martin Elena. There you go. 24 yards on the carry. Starting it off hot. Booker sacked off play action. Didn't even have a chance. 3rd down and 18 as Booker will throw. Outside for Shafir. Will be short, and we'll just have to settle for a field goal on the drive, which not the end of the world here, as the kick is up. It is off the upright, but doinks in for 3. So a scare there, but kick was good regardless. 2nd down and 10 after an incompletion. Bama will throw short, and Matt Breeze brings him down for 5 as 3rd down and 5. Quick slant, got it, 1st down. So already 5 grabs on the day for their top receiver. It's been, you know, targeting him early and often. Now the screen is going to get him a 1st down. So Bama not having a whole lot of issues so far in this first quarter. Moving the ball and now running through a defender is the running back for a 1st. As from the 40 of NIU, he'll throw. And short again. This one caught for another 1st down. Bama's got 7 1st downs in the first quarter with 15 seconds to go. And they're trying to drive down. Here's the 2nd quarter underway to make it a 2-score game early on, but they're not going to. It is he's throwing on 3rd down. It'll be a field goal try. Kick is good, and it'll be 10-7. But time of possession been dominated by Bama, and they got the score to indicate that 3rd down and inches. Booker is going to drop way far back, fling one down the field. Boy, yeah, what a play. That was impressive. As Tryon on the bubble will fall forward, and he'll have 8 on the play. Now we go. Martin Elena on the carry. 1st down yardage. As at the 27-yard line, Elena swings it out in motion. Booker to throw it. And Booker will try to test Shafir. No, picked off. Picked off by Bama. And with the way their offense was moved in the first quarter, I'm a little scared of that one. As that's a sack. And the defense, can you answer the call here? Well, they did on 1st down. 2nd down, yes, they can! How about Jalen Waller? Pick 6, just like that. This defense adds another pick 6, another defensive touchdown to their resume. And it's Jalen Waller's 2nd of the season. 2nd down is the tie game. Outside, caught Bama. is going to have a 3rd down and 1. They'll go quick outside down the field where it's incomplete over the head of everybody. But a 10-10 game halfway through the second quarter is brutal. He's got it for gain of 7, make it 3rd down and 5. Booker to the air as he'll throw for Tryon on a 1st down from the 46. They'll go run, Elena with a lot of room. Martin got us for another double-digit yard gain as they go play action. Play action just so effective when you have a running back like Elena and a downfield threat like Tryon. Give him 33 as Booker to the air. Goal to go. Rolling right. Throws it. Boodle at the 1 yard away. 2-minute warning about a hit. Kelly Coley. Touchdown. And the Huskies are up 17-10. They went into the halftime 17-17 with Georgia. Will it be a similar result, or can they stop Bama before? 3rd down and 6, minute 30 to go. As Bama outside caught it a 1st down. So they'll keep their drive alive and move it ahead where they have a screen set up. 1st down, yards about to be gotten. No, not quite, 2nd and inches. As they'll go bunch formation on the right side. Another screen. Try it again. They get the 1st down and out of bounds. So they're moving it effectively, not using a lot of time. And they'll have it in midfield. 1:20 to go. As they spread it out. High passing complete. 3rd down and 6. Can they keep it going again? As Bama throws it down the field over the head of a receiver. We'll take it to the half after the punt. And we're up 17-10. Just 2 quarters away, as it's been a pretty evenly matched game. The big difference has been the defensive touchdown, which has been something that NIU has hung their hat on. I mean, they have as many defensive touchdowns as most wide receivers and running backs have scored in the season. I believe they have to my knowledge, I believe that we have 9 defensive touchdowns. That's a pretty good season if a wide receiver caught 9 touchdowns. So for our defense to have 9, that's pretty impressive. We start the ball off in the second half with our offense driving already. Shafir to the 28, a couple of nice plays. Pop pass as Tryon gets a block. I mean, less of a block. Elena more so just gave his body up to put his receiver in the best position to get yards. That was ridiculous. As into the end zone. Boyette, touchdown. And what a drive to start the half off. And it's 24-10. Alabama is needing something like this, a big play. And Alabama's got that big play to the 36-yard line. He'll throw and finds a receiver up high. And he snags it to the 23-yard line, hit the screen outside. And spinning his way through 4-2, 3rd down and 7. Bama throwing. Bama short and tackled shy by Breeze. 4th and 2. They will kick it. And they'll hit the field goal. So good on them to get points on the board. But they are still down by 2 scores. And Martin Elena is on track to be the one we lean on in this 3rd and 4th quarter as Booker on the run. Yet with the grab. Booker's just had some really nice plays today as he will continue to air it out. And Boodle open. Want to leave anybody on this team wide open like that. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Elena on the carry. Sprints through the line. And he's going to have himself over 100 yards on just 14 carries. Goal to go. Over the middle. No. Picked off. Picked off by Bama. Booker tracks him down. But Bama gets the one big play that they needed to try to make it happen for them. If they're going to make it happen, now's the time. If they can find points to make it a 1-score game here, 3rd quarter, less than a minute to play. 3rd down and 3, though, they immediately go 3 and out. And maybe that is a bit of hope snatched away from Bama as Elena on the carry will have another 10 yards. Will go to the 4th quarter. 1 quarter away. Booker up by 11. Throws it down the field. Boyette got it. Into the 25. Martin Elena. 1st down yards. Another 10-yard run. And Martin Elena just 10 yards at a time. Just incredible. Booker throws it up. What a perfect ball. Touchdown. Couldn't have thrown it any better. Unreal. 31-13 in the 4th quarter. And Alabama Their backs are against the wall, and the national championship is slipping away. Alex Westbrooks picks it off. Picked off by our superstar corner, who is going to have a bright future in the NFL. 5 pick sixes this season, and maybe the dagger in the hearts of Alabama to end this national championship. Kelly Coley, who's got 16 yards, but already up by 18 in enemy territory. Elena, how about another solid 8 yards? I mean, Martin Elena's just been unstoppable. It hasn't even been the big runs. It's just been, 7 to 10 yards every single time as a pump and a draw. Elena, there we go again. How about first and goal at the 9? Elena still in the backfield. Give it to him again. To the 4. He's got 150 yards on 20 carries. Give him another one. And Martin Elena's in. Touchdown, Huskies. It's going to happen. The national championship is a runaway. 38-13. Huskies on top with under 3 to play. Bama needs a first down here if there's any miracle in them, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Huskies take over. Elena runs it for a first down one more time for good measure. We can kneel it out. Time ticks away, and the Huskies have won the national championship in a 38-13 win over Alabama. And in a full circle moment, the first team to unseat us in the playoffs is the team we beat to win it all. As Martin Elena goes for 177 yards and a touchdown. An incredible game from Elena. And not only does he have that incredible game to take home the national championship, we get to hold that trophy high in the culmination of everything we have built through the last 7 years, the foundation that was laid by guys like Jalen Leanne. Even if he isn't here to hold the trophy himself, he played a big part in this. Martin Elena wins the player of the game, the national championship MVP, and the team gets to celebrate with the trophy. Marvin Booker holds it close as wrap up this season where Marvin Booker threw for 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 12 picks, completed 70% of his passes. I mean, I know he has, decent amount of picks on the resume, but 70% completion percentage, over 9 yards an attempt, and doing it against all these tough teams that he played. He was definitely one heck of a quarterback for us. But Martin Elena, Mr. Big Game Riser, Mr. Big Game Player. Also shout out Kelly Coley for being one heck of a backup, having an identical season basically. Just shy of 800 yards again, but Mr. Big Game Player, Martin Elena. The 24-year-old super senior running back who, walked on to NIU and had a catastrophic injury, was a, 5'11", 190-pound speed back who was a kick return specialist, destroyed his knee, was out for 2 years, got medical red shirts, came back, turned his game around, became a little bit more of a refined, complete player, was able to catch the ball more, was able to have a power game, put on some weight, put on some muscle, and against all top-level opponents, ran for over 100 yards in the final 6 games of his career. Ran for a lot of big runs, 70-yarders, 50-yarders, and he gets to hold the trophy high. Maybe he'll never be some NFL superstar because he ultimately is just a 24-year-old running back who's got a significant knee injury to his resume. Maybe this is the highest glory he'll ever hit, but it's special that he got to do that. And speaking of special, Taylor Breeze was also incredible for this defense, but you want to talk about special, how about the job that this ball-hawking secondary did, but not just Taylor Breeze, it was Alex Westbrooks who had a clean sweep of awards to his name, a 10 interception season where he had 386 yards off of interceptions and had 5 touchdowns, 5 defensive touchdowns, 5 pick sixes. He broke up 18 passes along with his 10 picks. It wasn't just the picks, it was 18 pass deflections too. Unbelievable. Insane. A historic season for a cornerback to be putting up numbers like that. And yeah, we did everything we set out to do for NIU. We turned this school from a middle of the road MAC team into a powerhouse within the MAC to a Big Ten team to a national championship where Jalen Leanne rewrote records. And if you want to see how Jalen Leanne's career went, there's a whole video on that. If you want to see how the career of a couple of the players in this series went, like the Combellas as well, Raquel Osgood, all of them have stuff. And if there's other players you want to see have their careers expanded, then you can let me know. But you know, I've loved building out the universe here, and Jalen Leanne rewrote record books not just for NIU, but for the entire world of college football to have the most yards and touchdowns for a wide receiver in the history of college football, for this team to go and send, 10 plus players to the NFL, for this team to have redemption stories like Martin Elena, for this team to do everything that they did. It was truly spectacular. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this series. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys all in the next one.